Start the recording now.
Touche.
Pouche.
Touche.
Okay.
And I still haven't answered.
So, while we're all deliberating the fact that he's probably pooing in the background, question for this week. Well, let's do the recap first, since it'll tie into the question. Does anyone remember what happened at the end of last session?
We just finished a boar hunt, if I remember correctly.
You had all went through the town, investigated the graveyard. You had discovered some skeletons that were left behind, most likely by whoever took the body of the former priests.
Right, because they came from a robe of bones. They weren't animated.
Yep.
I mean, they were animated, but not from that graveyard.
Yeah, but not from that gravesite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone tried to track. I can't remember. Did anyone try to track the footprints that were outside? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm pretty sure someone did.
Loki and Gombo followed them into the woods and saw that there were way too many tracks.
Yeah, they followed quite a bit of tracks. They eventually led to the north of the town, over the wall. As you were going around to start tracking them, they did lead to the northeast, but eventually they met up with just the debris of the forest, and it was too hard to continue tracking them.
They did determine there was some kind of leader with them.
Yeah, some kind of humanoid person.
Medium-sized leader.
You had all investigated the town, or not investigated, spent some time in the town. A bunch of different things happened. You did go on the boar hunt. Very easily dispatched this tickwood boar. Had yourself a rousing feast at the Rusty Dragon. Eventually, you were called in by the town sheriff to meet with a passerby of the town that comes by periodically by the name of Shalelu.
Elven Ranger.
She spoke to you a little bit about the 5 different tribes of goblins, as well as what they call their 6 goblin heroes. Spoke a little bit on that before you all retired to the bar again for an afternoon pint. Retroactively going back a little bit, when you were there, the sheriff also spoke of he's going to be going to Magnamar for more recruits and troops, and requested that you remain in town as a safe presence for the town, since a lot of the town views you all as heroes now. Not expecting you guys to be actual officers or anything, but just to be a calming presence and to help if anything should arise that you think might be needed to help with.
We've been given authority. Let's abuse it.
Well, the last time a game master made this group the law, if I remember correctly, you guys threw people out of moving vans and threw skylights in the boardroom.
Hey, that's relatively tame for what we were in.
I know. It was just hilarious how quickly you guys went from 1 to 100.
Nobody expects the Imperial Inquisition.
Oh yeah, and previous session, Haldor got a little lucky before he got rudely interrupted by the father of said lucky individual.
Yes, he performed a withdrawal action.
Yes.
Oh.
Good joke.
It ended with after the talk that you guys had with her in the tavern. Shalelu excused herself to resume her wanderings about the Parisian area that she kind of travels around. You kind of got the sense of her that she's never one to really sit in one place for very long. And that leads me to the question. This previous day, you all shared a round of drinks, and in your inebriated state, you shared a secret about yourself with the others. What was it? It doesn't have to be a super detailed secret or a big dark secret. It could be my phobia is blank or anything minor like that.
That could be a big dark thing, because I don't really have that in the backstory, so I'll think of something.
Yeah, I'll just go with arachnophobia. Spiders suck. Giant spiders suck really hard.
Haha, I see what you did there.
Vampires of insects.
Meanwhile, in the Underdark campaign,
Ephixa, in a more than tipsy state, would admit that she hates being viewed as a lucky charm and have bits of her taken off without her consent.
I knew it.
Yes, would be annoying.
Just need one from Lucilla and Emanuele.
Yep.
Depart. Do it.
Please tell me he's that's not actually his last name.
He's muted.
Oh, did we lose a coat?
No.
No, I'm here. I'm just trying to think of something.
Yeah.
No worries.
Reading his backstory.
I mean, these are designed to try to give your character some extra depth, so
Mm-hmm.
if you need a second to think about it, feel free.
His last name is actually DiPardo.
Turns out he was adopted.
My real first name is Dennis.
Also, he's not right-handed.
Was that a Princess Bride reference?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, just want to
Yes.
make sure.
Oh, you know, my favorite reference someone's referenced about the Princess Bride lately is, why do you wear a mask? Oh, because they're comfortable. I think everyone's going to be wearing those in the future.
Oh.
I'm like, well, maybe it'd be comfortable if you wear it over your eyes and not over your mouth.
Listen, as someone who has had to take a 30-minute walk through negative 10 degrees, I got very used to having something covering my mouth, so it's not a big deal.
When was it negative 10 degrees?
The
December.
entire winter.
He
Yeah.
lives in the frozen wastes of the north.
It's literally where the people went and ate each other.
It's cold. It's
Wow.
colder than some places in Canada here.
It's great.
I love it.
So they pay you to live there, right?
If only. No. This is America, don't you know?
Some kind of government.
They don't
What, you
even
think it
pay.
is Alaska?
Yeah, Alaska's like the only place that pays you to live there.
Mm.
They're like, here's some money for us ravaging the beauty of your state.
I think Simpsons made that joke.
Yep. So what about you guys? Do you guys have any secrets to share?
I'm trying to think.
Emmanuel's secret is that he doesn't actually like fighting.
I mean, that's a good one. Fighting, you know, feels like he's required to do it, but doesn't actually care for it. Lucilla's secret is some stuff from history is actually just terrible.
Well, I think that's common knowledge. No, it's not. But it should be common knowledge.
History is boring.
Lucilla's not secretly a halfling.
She secretly fell asleep during her history exams.
She really just wants to dance.
She actually likes musicals.
No, I know what it is. It's a small secret, but despite learning from classes, Lucilla never actually went to Almas University. She just broke in and listened to the classes. She's not actually a graduate. This is the best I could come up with.
I mean, that's a good one.
I like it.
She just audited all of her classes.
That curious about history. She just showed up to learn.
I mean, when I was in college, I could just do that. They don't exactly have security personnel stopping you from just walking off the street into a class. You go to a big enough lecture hall, you just disappear.
Yep.
I had a class that was 400 people.
Yeah, when they pass attendance, if they do, you just write down like Emanuele de Perdue.
Okay, so we start back off.
Sign it as a different famous person. Like 1 week you're Napoleon, 1 week you're...
LeBron James.
Yes.
Let's see how long they notice.
I think they'd get a little concerned if you start writing in Bill Cosby, though.
Yeah.
Oh man, that reminds me of a Saturday Night Live sketch I saw this week about a bunch of people going to a name change office. And it was just a series of bad name jokes. Like Jeffrey B. Epstein. Or my personal favorite, Michael Rodick.
Oh God.
Napoleon Bonaparte's.
Yeah, but it was great because I kept calling him Micro Dick, and he goes, "You know what? I was gonna get my name changed to my mother's maiden name, so why don't you just call me that one?" Okay, what's your mother's maiden name? Because it's like a news story. He goes, Lit. Okay, so I'm here with Mike Lit. Wait, no.
So anyway, you find yourselves back at the bar after Shillelagh promptly ditched all you squares.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you wish to do before the night's done?
I can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay. I just wanted to ask before I jump into certain other things.
Didn't we learn about some different goblin tribes?
You did. I can refresh for you if you like.
Oh
Yeah.
I also learned about Pazuzu last session. That's right.
So let me
What was
scroll
a
back up.
Beelzebub?
Hold on, Laura, can you mute a little bit? Sorry, her music was distracting. So they mentioned several different goblin tribes. Let's see. There are the bird cruncher goblins who live in caves around the western edge of the Devil's Platter. Before we go too far, I'm just going to move you to the city map. They're traditionally the least aggressive of the 5 tribes. To the south are the lick-toed goblins of the Brinestump Marsh. Ris'sh, you probably would have had dealings with them in the past, considering your tribe is probably from the Brinestump Marsh. They are considered pests that are excellent swimmers. East are the Seven-Toothed Goblins of Shank's Woods. They're notorious for raiding Sandpoint's junkyards and buildings of stolen refuse in the forest. Farther east are the Mosswood Goblins that are the largest tribe, but they actually have issues with feuding families within their own tribe. And then there's the Thistletop Goblins who live in the Nettlewood coast near on a small island near it. The island, people say, has a passing resemblance to a decapitated head. She talked of heroes of the goblins. There's Big Gugmut, who is a Mosswood goblin who is said to have a hobgoblin for a mother and a wild boar for a father. There's someone known as Koruvis, or Koruvis, I don't know how to pronounce that. There was a champion for the Seven-Tooth tribe, known for his short temper and his magical longsword that was he took off of a dead human one time. Though he seems to have disappeared in recent years. There's Vorka, the goblin cannibal, who lives in the Brinestump Marsh.
That's good. He only eats goblins.
Yeah, that's actually the thing. He's only a hero to all the other goblin tribes because he primarily just eats his own tribe's goblins. There's Rendwaddle Gutwad, who is an obese chieftain of the Brinestump Goblins, who is said to be so large he can no longer leave his throne.
I prefer the term observably well fed.
There's Rip Nugget, who is the leader of the Thistletop Goblins.
Don't ask how he got his name.
And then there's Brothasmus, who is a infamous bugbear that ranges around the northern Nettlewoods and often trades with all 5 tribes. He has a penchant for trying to kill any elves he comes across, and when Shillelagh talked about it, she mentioned that she's encountered him a couple times where they've kind of both ended in a stalemate.
We'll just kill him immediately.
So I think we decided last time that Big Gumlet in the Mosswood tribe is probably the most likely to look like a medium humanoid that we should pursue.
Also, if I remember, I did some deep research at the at one of the libraries here in town, and there was word of a serial killer and a shrine on Chopper's Island. I forget if it was a shrine to Beelzebub or Pazuzu.
It was a shrine to Pazuzu. There was a former serial killer of the town that happened 5 years ago that was notorious for drawing birds all over the town, to the point where everyone was like, thought it was lucky that when he would choose to carve on their house. And it was around the times of the Chopper murders, where people started dying and parts of their bodies would be missing, that he slipped up and killed the former captain of the guard. He was slain eventually by the new captain of the guard, Belor Hemlock. But he was wounded and was chased to his island, where they discovered the shrine to Pazuzu, as well as a massive amount of preserved body parts in jars kind of circling the shrine. And that's they kind of destroyed the island, destroyed all means of accessing it other than having to just climb the mountain itself. And that was pretty much the end of the late unpleasantness, as they call it. It started with the fire that destroyed the former church and ended with the Chopper murders. Oh no, scratch that, reverse it. Started with the Chopper murders, ended with the fire.
Gotcha. Definitely not related.
And they also, one other thing that Shillelagh said is that when she came and that she examined the remains of the goblins that had attacked the the night of the festival, there were goblins from all 5 tribes.
Oh, totally missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going through my notes, making sure I don't miss anything, and filling you in on what she would have told y'all.
It's no problem.
Then that bugbear has definitely gotten them all together.
Or it could be something new.
No.
That's impossible to you.
Possible.
So you're saying there couldn't be like a wizard or something that just came along from out of nowhere and rallied the goblin tribes?
Inconceivable.
Really? I mean,
20 to 1 odds.
Should I take that bet?
I don't know. I feel like I'd be taking advantage, and if I did take that bet.
What bet?
So, as you guys are kind of going through drinking and kind of getting ready towards the evening, Anna Corwin, the halfling that helps Amiko run the inn, has been serving you all drinks and everything. A man enters the building. He's wearing very fine, not like expensive or exquisite robes, but very clean, very neat and straight, with just a simple belt that ties them together. Ephixa, you would recognize him. His name is Ilsori. He runs the Tarandarok Academy, that is the one that teaches a lot of the city children, as well as is the makeshift orphanage for the town. Especially after the whole Chopper murders, there was a lot of orphan children. As he enters, he actually approaches Ris'sh.
Mhm.
He's like, so my friend at the Emporium told me you were the one that bought one of my scrolls.
Yes. Very interesting magic.
Can't say you strike me as anyone I've ever seen that practices, but can't really say I've seen a whole lot of them other than myself. He would like take a seat next to you, is like not even really asking, just doing it. He doesn't really speak in like pleasantries. He just kind of gets right to the point. He speaks of although he used to be a adventurer, he didn't take no arrows to the knees or anything. He has put that in the past, and he's kind of settled down here in the town, and he would be willing to sell you his previous spellbook before he has his more permanent one, for 100 gold, and basically spending a day answering any questions the children have at the academy. And he kind of mentioned that they're all vastly interested in the dragon that's been walking through town. And I'm not talking about the snake there with the armor plating stapled to him.
Pull out the coin purse and dig around. Not have 100.
It's quite alright. There's no set duration for the request. You can bring money across and speak to the children anytime you like. I just figured since you were the only one that's really bought scrolls of any kind in recent months, that I should present the offer.
Sound good. On wandering, learn much magic.
And he does, like, he talks a little bit about magic with you a little bit. Mostly it would probably fly over a lot of the people in the bar's heads. He doesn't seem like he's like leagues above you in terms of skill, but he does seem like he has a little bit more practice with it. But he does eventually say his goodbyes as he heads out.
Yep, definitely over my head. I'm trained in spellcraft, so I just wanted to give it a shot.
No worries.
Got a natural 1. I am currently trying to see how many empty mugs I can balance on top of my head.
Fix will be helping you. Enthusiastically.
Okay, I'm 3 tall. Start trying to throw coins to the top one.
Okay. Wait, let's try bouncing off the table first.
It just hits me square in the face and all comes down.
Alright, let's try again.
Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that's really the only thing eventful that happens during the night. So you all, I assume, settle back in for a long rest of whatever the Pathfinder equivalent is, which is just a long rest. So I'm just going to call it that. I didn't really mean it by the 5e term, but it's just kind of stuck in my head.
They work well.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
So I assume you're all just same accommodations. Most of you are just kind of sleeping in the common room, or does anyone have private? I think Emanuele has a private room, doesn't he?
I believe so.
He needs somewhere to have his panic attacks.
So it's around. It would be hard to tell. It's before the sun comes up. Let's see who would be. Ephixa, you're staying in the common room. You're awoken by some repeated shaking on your shoulder.
Who is?
You.
Me? Okay. Should we get what? Huh? What's going on? What?
Standing beside you, it looks like right at eye level is Bethana, the halfling woman that works here at the fucking Rusty Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I don't know what to do. Nico, she's gone missing. I need help.
What? Oh, right. Ephixa will get up and look around, try to find her companions, and try to get them all roused.
I sleep in the common room.
Yeah, most of you all sleep in the common room, and it'd be very easy to wake each other. And there's really not many people other than you guys in this common room at the moment. So now the question is, does anyone go get Emanuele?
Does anybody want to go get Emanuele?
We'll send
Sorry
Haldor.
about that, guys. I'm here now.
Yeah.
You interrupt dream of delicious fish.
Oh, hey, Michael's here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look, he snuck in.
Well, we only just got past the recap and/or exploration of minor items.
Yeah. So what you missed is just basically what they said, the recap of the question, which I'll ask you in a second here. And if you didn't hear it, Bethana Corwin, who is a halfling woman that works at the Rusty Dragon, woke Ephixa saying that Miko's gone missing, and everyone's been woken up. But before we get any further than that, I'll ask you the question, Michael. Last night you all shared a round of drinks, and in your inebriated state, you shared a secret about yourself. Doesn't have to be extremely detailed, or it could be something minor, but what would it be?
Can you guys hear me?
You were muted.
I hope you heard me when I said.
I heard you.
Yeah. Just a second.
It took us all a while to think. Do we want to keep moving forward and let him think about it?
We can give him time to think about it.
Who is Miko again? I'm trying to read.
Miko is the bar owner.
Okay,
He's the
that's
bar.
fine.
The bar in the bin.
The bar bard. So while Michael's thinking and fixing on his end, do we want to wait or do we want to continue on?
I think we could continue on.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Emanuele, you get woken up too, and you're all brought before Bethana, who is wringing her hands in worry. When she got here this morning very early, she went to go find Miko, as she hadn't been up starting breakfast early on. This is the first time Bethana could remember that she wasn't awake before she arrived. Worried, she knocked on her door but didn't get a response. And she's like, against my better judgment, I entered her room and I found it empty, and the bed was unslept. And I found a piece of parchment near the bed. It was a note from Amiko's older brother. She hands the note to, honestly, probably Lucilla, because you're the only one at eye level with her.
Yeah.
The letter itself is written in a text you don't read. And when you hand it, she's like, oh, I'm sorry. It was written in Ninkayan, but Amiko's been teaching me the last few years of it. I took the liberty of translating it on the back.
18, do I get the gist?
Well, it's translated on the back, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Damn it, I wanted to flex, Richard.
You start piecing it together before she tells you that, and you're like, fine. And I'll go ahead and show the handout.
Mm-hmm.
We want to have a dramatic reading by Kenneth, as we off to do.
All right.
I transcribed the text on the bottom. If you need it.
Yes. I hope this letter finds you well and with some free time on your hands, because we've got something of a problem. It's to do with Father. Seems that he might have had something to do with Sandpoint's recent troubles with the goblins, and I didn't want to bring the matter to the authorities because we both know he'd just weasel his way out of it. You've got some pull here in town, though. If you can meet me at the Glassworks at midnight tonight, maybe we can figure out how to make sure he faces the punishment he deserves. Knock twice, and then 3 times more, and then once more at the delivery entrance, and I'll let you in. In any case, I don't have to impress upon you the delicate nature of this request. If news got out, these local rubes would assume that you and I were in on the whole thing too. Don't you? They've got no honor at all around these parts. I still don't understand how you can stand to stay here. Anyway, don't tell anyone about this. There are other complications as well, ones I'd rather talk to you in person about tonight. Don't be late, Suto.
Ephixa, go ahead and give me a knowledge local as as someone reads this aloud. I assume somebody in the group would. Probably Lucilla, honestly.
Yeah, probably me.
Okay, you don't know who Pseudo is. You don't recognize the name.
Mm-hmm.
So
where's the Glassworks?
Let's see. Glassworks is number just here. Number 20. It's a big building over here.
Right there on Glass Street. Makes sense.
Yeah. After Lucilla finishes reading this. Now, I may have read one too many thriller books, but this sounds a lot like a trap.
That's what was my thought. Like Bethana kind of chimes in, like Pseudo was something of a scandal back in the day, and she talked about how he is a half elf, which Amiko is full human, and both her parents were full human.
Mm-hmm.
Her father is not the boy's father, but they both share a mother. And she mentions that instead of raising him, he gave Pseudo over to the orphanage to be raised outside of the family. And the only time they really came into contact since then was during the funeral of the mother. They wound up getting in a fist fight before Pseudo screamed at him and stormed off, and has been gone since.
Seems odd he'd be so judgy of the locals then.
She's like, I don't know. I didn't really spend much time around him. A lot of people didn't. I think the only one that really spent much time around him was Amiko.
It doesn't hurt to follow up and at least look into it.
Yes, if she not return, last known destination, good place.
Yeah, as well.
So you all making your way to the Glassworks then?
Yep.
As they get into the street, Vix will look over to Lucilla and ask, you seem pretty well into books and languages. Can you verify that what's written on the front is similar to what's written on the back? Because who knows, this could just be a setup and the first side might say something different.
Do I need to do a separate linguistics for that?
No, I'll let you carry over that one. Well, you don't know Minkayan well, and you don't speak it or read it. You have picked up occasional words about it, and from looking between the two, it does seem like a lot of the words that you do know do line up with the texts. So if anything's going on, it's not on Bethana's end that's giving it to you.
Yeah. Now the text seems like it mostly matches up. Now, whether or not it's actually from her half-brother or not, I couldn't say. Don't exactly have handwriting to compare it to.
True enough. Just want to make sure we're not being led on a wild goose chase by who knows. But, all right.
I mean, who would want to kill us? Okay, Well, looks over at Emanuele, looks back. Most of us.
So, you begin to approach the glassworks. As you approach, it's getting to be around sunrise. And as you approach, the building itself seems pretty silent in terms of there doesn't seem to be any foot traffic going in or out. There's still smoke rising from the plumes. Let me actually go ahead and bring you to a map.
That's not foreshadowing. This is foreshadowing.
So this is rotated a little bit. On the city map where you're at,
Yeah, it's like top of this is south.
Yeah. So it's a little turned around, but this is a better map than the one they gave me in the book. So.
Yep.
And you all should see the outside, but not be able to see the inside right now.
Right.
Yep.
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 Mhm.
Yep.
King of the
But
Hill
if
being
I
here.
hover my character over here in the dark, I can see it all.
Some sort of window-like objects at the side of this building.
God dang it, Lucilla.
Given that we can't see in them.
Are the-
Anyway.
Are the windows high up, or are we
No,
able...
they're about eye level. Like they're a little bit higher because they're meant for people inside, and it's a little bit raised. But
So in other words, Haldor can see him, and I'm just fine. Like
if you actually want to go look into the windows, you can.
I think it wouldn't hurt to start off by just peeking in and see if we could see anything from the outside before we start trampsing around the place.
while you guys are doing that, I'm going to start trampsing around.
Oh, it is fog of war. Yeah.
I made it so the outside is completely visible as long as you have line of sight to it. But
You can just
if you
describe what's in there.
yeah, so looking into the window itself, you don't actually see a whole lot. The blinds have all been drawn. You can't really see any details. The light is just the way the light hits it doesn't give any kind of transparency to anything inside. And any windows you check on the side, at least, you don't see anything through.
Are these fixed windows, or are they able to...
They're not able to
Slide-
move
slide open.
in and out.
Okay, so
These are all slightly, like, they're not like multicolored, but a lot of them are stained glass of some sort or another.
Mhm.
They're normally able to be seen through, but since this is the glassworks and they sell a lot of stained glass and normal glass here, part of the presentation is all the windows have some kind of design to them.
I gotcha.
So, I'm guessing there's probably a door around there-ish.
I got eyes on it. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't
Yeah.
see. I see it. Door.
Shall we try the secret knock?
There's a door over here, too. Do we want to just do a quick look over the perimeter, just see if we could find any windows open? Or either windows we could peer in, or windows that can be opened?
I assume this sign here is just saying Glassworks.
Yeah, it's just a Sandpoint Glassworks.
What is a glassworks?
It's where they make glass.
Another such works.
Interesting.
Yes, I thought people just would go to a store and buy it.
By Densei's wings. Have you never actually been to a place of work, Emanuele?
Why don't we just use the door instead of continuing to look at these windows?
Yeah.
Wait, which door did the city go through? The front door?
I think it said loading or supply door.
Yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Was the supply. It was like the loading docks or door.
Delivery entrance.
Do you want to try giving that a shot? I don't know why I'm throwing in a weird accent all of a sudden.
It's because Nelgrim is shining through across
There
the
it is.
dimensions.
There it is. There it is.
If Trap probably watched. Though if Trap front door probably also watch.
If trapped, then all doors probably watch.
Man, everyone's doing an accent today. We see a raggedy clothes man and a top hat tumble out. He goes, "Nothing to see here. Do not come in."
We are nothing but humans here.
If expected from side, maybe from above we try.
Is this door locked, by the way?
Testing it, it is locked.
Does it look like an especially complicated lock?
Roll me a perception.
Alright.
Would Fix know the standard hours of operation this place has?
Pretty much sunrise to sundown. So it is a little odd that the doors are locked.
12.
It looks like an upper end lock, but it doesn't look like it's a master, like, undefeatable kind of lock.
Okay. Well, I got two ways I can pick this lock. I'm trying to determine if I should use the expendable one.
By the way, as you guys move, I made it so it'll actually detail the places you've gone.
Mhm.
So when you don't have the fog of war, it does show a little bit of remains of what it looks like.
Yeah, this is really neat.
Yeah, I do like the new the updates they did to the lighting system.
You see, I'm actually still using the old system because I can't
Oh,
get
really?
this to work like this without using the old system.
Interesting.
If Fix was to just test this front door, is it locked?
That is locked, and that actually isn't the front door. That is the loading door.
Oh,
Yeah,
is the
this
loading door?
looks like the
Okay.
front door over here.
Gotcha.
It's a little awkward the way it's set up in the map, but most of you, if you would like, as you were approaching, the entrance door is actually two different ones. There's this one here, and there's also another one. It's like a customer door up this way.
Gotcha. It's sleight of hand to pick a lock, right?
I believe
Disable device.
Disable
Oh,
device, yeah.
Disable device. I think I am better at that. Yes, I am. Let's. I pull out my my fish hook there. Ease that inside. 13.
13. You move it around, and it just doesn't click. Doesn't break or anything, but it is around this time though that you do start seeing some passerbys kind of giving you all like the eyes of, like, ooh, what's going on there? What are the heroes of Sandpoint doing? A couple of townsfolk kind of come like, oh, what's up? You looking to buy some glass?
Can you buy the glass from here as well?
Well, I mean, it is the glassworks. They make it and they sell it.
Nope. We are on official business doing a little bit of investigating.
Ooh, pray tell what? And the people that come up, they immediately switch from just being normal townfolk to being the gossiping hens of the town, and they're just like super into it.
We're just trying to figure out why they're not open already.
I'm just gonna roll a stealth for them to forget I'm over here, looking like I'm trying to break and enter.
Fix is gonna try to position herself so she's on, so that the people are on between her and Lucilla, so that when she's talking to them, they're looking away from Lucilla.
I mean, yeah, we got a pretty good barrier here already.
Yeah.
I've got an idea, and feel free to say this is a no, Richard. But I've got that liquid blade alchemical item, and it's described as that when the gel comes out, it rapidly hardens. So if I uncork it and then quickly dump it into the lock, it should push up all the tumblers and like just twist it. It's definitely like a one-time use thing, but.
I do like that.
Mhm.
I'll let you try in 1 second. Well,
Okay, no problem.
before let's deal with the matter at hand of the people talking into this. So when you asked about why they're not open yet, one of them kind of shrugs and like, I assume they're just working on a big order.
Well, you know what they say about assuming things.
No, what do they say?
You assume I know that expression.
Yeah, that'll be his response.
While you're talking to him, it is starting to draw a little bit of a crowd as everyone's just kind of interested in what you guys are doing.
Bar owner disappear. Half elf. Brother. Invite her here.
Ephixa will kind of nudge Ris'sh, and it would quickly go up to Ris'sh and just kind of accidentally bump into her. Excuse me, sorry. Just she would kind of try to give a look, saying, "Don't say more than you're already saying." Because I'm sure Fix is more than fluent in just how gossipy this town can be.
Yeah, you would know as soon as you say anything. The entire town will know.
Just trying to meet with the character. Do I know who the master of the?
Yeah, it's Lonjiku Kaijutsu. It's Amiko's father that you met the other day, who was like harassing her, and when he left.
This is a super suspicious meeting place. Then.
Fix would say, just trying to meet up with Master Kaijutsu. You said it was.
Yes.
Say, I think seems that some of the windows might have been damaged at the temple from when the goblins raided, so trying to see if we could get a special order in and hastily, because it wouldn't really serve to have our newly built church to have our broken windows just a day or two after we had the celebration of its completion.
Go ahead and give me a bluff check, but I'll let you have a I'll say a +3 for the decent lie.
So 20.
Okay. They're like, yeah, we don't really want to have to rebuild anything else, do we? Okay, well, give Mr. Lonjiku our regards. Tell him to kind of give you us a discount. I mean, it is the church after all.
That's the plan. Hopefully it could just be chalked up as a charitable donation.
Meanwhile, back to Lucilla. As they're talking us down with that blade. Go ahead and, for this, I'll just say another disabled device, but I'll let you do basically the 5e advantage thing, so you can roll twice and take the better.
Okay. Oh, come on!
So you do it, and it puts it in there. You hear a click, followed by a crack. And the door does seem to be unlocked. The break DC for the lock was much easier than the actual disable lock.
Cool.
If anybody asks you, picked it.
Why not let Tribe know?
Because this seems like a very sensitive family matter, and the people around this town do enjoy their gossip. I think it'll be good to keep family business within family business as much as possible.
Secrets age like meat.
Are you opening the door? Or are you just kind of cracking it, by the way?
I just cracked it, and I put all my weight on like the vial section of the knife, so that way it just breaks off at the lock, so the lock's totally foobarred, but I just don't have a dildo-looking thing sticking out of it.
So opening the crack, you kind of start seeing the inside of the room.
Fix would respond to Ris'sh and say, "True enough, but at the same time, I don't think anybody wants to have any meat that the entire town has had their hands all over."
Guys, the door's open. Ixnay.
So looking into this room, it is clearly some kind of reception chamber. It looks like there's a desk to greet new customers. And it's just a nice little foyer area with a bench and a couple nice chairs.
So this is the bench right here?
Yes.
I immediately drop onto my belly and solid snake crawl underneath the bench. I can roll a stealth.
Go ahead.
Listen, I'm a halfling. It's a very low profile.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
You start humming your own theme music as you approach.
Thinking the same
Dun,
thing.
dun, dun, dun.
Everything
head
seems
on bench.
fairly quiet. You hear the fire, the fuels the furnace. It kind of makes the sound kind of permeate the entire building, but you don't really hear anything else. You do see a door over here, and then a door over here.
Gotcha. Out of character, just so you guys know, I am going to keep sneaking because that's what Lucilla would do. But though I do have 2 decks, I have no ranks in stealth. So.
I'm just
Haldor.
a bit behind you, like.
Haldor,
And there
my
also
good
is a
man.
door up this way, by the way. Looking around the corner, there's a door going up to the right, and then this one here.
Peek around the corner. Oh, it's a door.
I like to think she actually says that aloud as she peeks around the corner.
Definitely. She's still grappling with the fact that you said discount on windows for the church, because that seems like not a separation of church and state, so that's weird.
What is this, America?
Yeah, I am from Fantasy America. I'm gonna slide on over to this door here.
Which one? You're actually by 2.
Oh, northern
One.
one.
Which one?
The one above me.
Okay.
Viewable north, not actual north.
Fix would look to Emanuele and say, "You may want to leave your companion into a dash of the snake out here. I don't know how well this place could accommodate a creature as large as him."
Yeah, out of character. I don't know that Emanuele would have gone to get him from the stables.
Okay, I just brought him over here, so
Yeah,
you don't.
sure. Pop
We'll
him
just leave
off.
him on the map right now, but
Okay.
we'll just say you did bring him.
If I need to do a super whistle for him to come help us, then.
Bust in like the Kool-Aid man.
It would be great if you just got a natural 1 on that strength roll, and you just saw him go gong against the window.
Yeah. You just hear a
No.
snake hit the window.
So looking into this chamber is very dark, and I don't believe anyone here has dark vision.
I do.
I do not. I am a half.
Well, I mean, 2 of you do, but I mean, like the one that's looking into the room.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see a few details of why it's outlined by the fog of war like that, but you're not able to make out anything. So if you want to actually see it, you would have to either illuminate it or find someone.
Somebody being dragged along
Is
a
someone
gravel road or something?
eating the chips through the bag?
That makes me think it was me because I couldn't hear it, but I honestly have no idea what that sound could have been.
I'm sorry. It just sounded like someone took one of those like vending machine bag of Doritos and didn't open it and just stuck the bag in their mouth and bit down.
Oh, that's not how you're supposed to do it?
The skin is the best part.
You're supposed to peel
Yeah.
the chips.
I hear the peel is where all the vitamins are.
There's probably more nutritional value in the bag than in
That's also better for the environment.
Okay.
I know who we're
Fix
not
whisper
sponsored by.
there. How's it going?
I give a few hand signs that I explain to no one.
Fix
This is silly. Let's just go in.
Let's go in. Everything okay?
It's dark in there. I'm not gonna light a torch.
Do you have a torch?
What? You think I go on an adventure without a torch?
Ris'sh have a lantern.
Fix
Ah, there we go. Sensible person. Could you light the lantern?
No, that's.
What does this Fix's keen Aasimar eyes see?
As I see.
I'll
Sorry.
back.
Looking inside, it looks like a personal office of some kind that the kind that you would meet with important customers.
Mm.
Like, so there's a nice table with some chairs and a nice potted plant.
Is this a door I'm seeing up there?
Yes. There's a door next to you. There's a door to the south right next to Lucilla, and you see that door up there.
Would Fix have ever... I'm trying to think of if Fix would have... Probably not through the back portion, but I'm sure she might have once or twice come here to buy something personally. But that
Yeah,
probably
you-
won't be this back portion.
Maybe not personally, but you might have accompanied one of the priests back when the church was getting commissioned and everything, and they were looking to get the stained glass made.
Mhm.
You probably wouldn't have gone too far beyond the reception areas of this one or the one to the north on the map.
Okay. So the rest is largely a mystery.
Yeah.
All right.
Generally, people who aren't allowed into the back unless they work here.
Fix would whisper. Looks like an office in here. Would move up, and you said this is a door where I'm at. Put your ear against the door and listen.
Roll me a perception. Don't hear anything.
All right. Check the door, see if it's locked.
It is not. There's just like a simple latch that you can open up and it just slides right open.
Okay, and just open it just a crack enough for me to peer into the room.
Looks like a hallway of some sort.
Peek head out. It's a hallway down here. Looks like that goes into a hallway. You said this was the door over here?
Yes.
What's in there?
Yeah, I'll crack that one.
I'll just say you lose hallway. It looks like it connects to a hallway as well.
Gotcha.
Well, should we split up? Seems awful tedious.
I'm gonna try to step out into the hallway.
Fix is gonna try her best to stealth.
Oh yeah, I can roll another stealth if you want me to.
You haven't really done anything to break your stealth, Lucilla.
Mhm.
You've been trying to stay pretty quiet and stuff, so I'm going to say your previous one stands for now.
Okay.
That 8?
Yep.
Yeah,
That
an 8 and a 7 so far. So,
Listen, I'm level 1.
also, this group isn't the most stealthy of groups.
Mm-mm.
We're unfortunately mostly honest people.
But hey, for a level 1 paladin, a 7 stealth isn't too shabby.
It's not bad.
What did you
Yeah,
expect?
This this room has a very simple. Has a very simple torch on a stick that. Looking at it, it does have even without having to detect, it does have a faint magical aura to it. It is most likely either an ever burning or a long burning torch.
Fix would think and say, are there any doors along this hallway?
Yeah, there's one right there. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong layer, I think. One here. There's one going up this way, and then there's a big double door here.
Fix would point to this door and say, I think that's the direction of the loading bay.
Yeah, the double door will probably be the floor.
Shall I check this way? Because that's where I think the note said that she was supposed to meet. At least go in through.
Yeah.
But we're standing on the
Stroll up.
floor.
Borrow this torch.
Yeah, you can go ahead and grab it. Let me adjust your token, and you'll start producing light for everybody to see. And you remember, it's like 40 feet for a torch light.
I think it's 20 for
I
regular.
thought it was 40, but you start getting dim light after the 20th.
That's what I thought.
That's what I was gonna say. It's
Here.
20 for normal light, 20 for 20 more beyond that for dim light.
So you have 40 light fully, but once it gets to 20 foot, it starts dimming, so you'll be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, 20-foot radius for normal light, then.
And then I have to make it so all players see the light from... Yep. So as long as he's carrying that torch, everyone should be able to see light emanating from Ris'sh when you go into darker areas.
Fix would say, hold die there for a second. Kind of go up and listen to the door here.
Roll me a perception again.
Yep.
Nope, nothing. Seems we're all pretty quiet.
Lantern or something for light source. Let's go ahead and do that for now.
Fix would once again kind of crack the door open, or at least try to check it, see if it's locked, and then crack it open to peek inside.
Doesn't seem to be locked, but I'll go ahead and crack it a little bit. Looking inside, it does seem to be a loading room. There's wheelbarrows that sit against the wall, shelves that contain numerous different reagents for glass, different different stuff for colors, like tin for white colors, cobalt for blue, untreated grass for green, various different things.
Not seeing anything overtly hostile or any sort of presence inside. She's going to open the door more fully and look around. She look back and wave the others in. This is where they're supposed to meet. Should we check around to see if there's any sign of recent activity?
Lucilla and Ris'sh, go ahead and roll me a perception while you're in here.
Sure. Wow.
We're not
Yeah.
really perceptive, are we?
Yeah, the furnaces are
Hey,
just very loud right
I've
now.
got
It's
a
hard to-
+8. I just rolled a 2.
Right. What was that about the furnace?
The furnaces are just so loud, it's kind of hard to hear anything going on in the building, so you haven't really heard anything going on. Everything seems fairly quiet. What about Emanuele and Haldor? What are you guys doing back there?
Emanuele was just kind of poking around in the lobby, looking at it looked like paperwork on the desks and stuff, and just curiously walking around, looking at what a factory actually looks like, and doesn't seem too shabby.
Yeah, so far from what you've seen, these all seem like it seems like a very nice establishment. It's clearly owned by somebody who has money.
You could see himself working here, and of course by working here, owning it and absolutely doing nothing to actually contribute to the production.
I'll go check this door when they're
Other
over
than
there.
making sure profits always go up for some reason.
This black line is still going up.
Opening this door, it looks like it's more storage area. Seems a lot of different stuff. Like seems to be some sand, some lime, ash of some different kinds.
Lot of stuff going to glass.
Lucilla, give me another perception check.
You got it. Because I was checking out this door.
Yeah.
There we are. 25.
So you hear the shattering of some glass,
Mhm.
followed by some giggling coming from beyond that door.
Oh, we got gremlins. More goblins.
Maybe literally.
What? Emanuele pulls out his bow. More goblins.
I'm gonna crack the door open as stealthily as I can.
Go ahead and roll me a new stealth for this.
Fix is going
Bottom.
to put the shield on, equip her shield.
Bottom, bottom, bottom,
16.
bottom, bottom.
Yeah, Ris'sh's armor up as well.
So looking inside, you do indeed see some disturbing sights. Give me 1 second. I'll describe things before anything happens, but there are some people you see in here. So I need to reveal that first.
People gathering indoors without masks.
How dare they?
I burst through the door 6 spaces apart. 6.
So disturbing.
So the furnace itself burns along the southeastern wall of this room, which, yes, I know it's a little awkward because of the way the map's positioned, but technically that's the southeast.
I mean, I can't
Over
see anything
here.
currently. I can't see anything currently, so.
Can't see anything?
Yeah. It's
That
still
would be door line of sight. as it's
Uh,
called.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. So let me click on your token because I actually am able to see what you guys can see.
Yeah.
So you do see some stuff.
Yeah, I do
So-
see it now, yes.
Over here to the southeast
I see the.
is a large furnace that burns all the way across the room.
Mhm.
Marble tables sit across the chamber. with raw glass that had been shaped into usable shapes. Nearby tables cluttered with various tools of the trade. The furnace itself is rumbling very loudly. Part of the reason you guys probably having trouble because in this whole building you take a -4 penalty to perceptions anyway. So you
On the
really
bright
haven't been able to
side.
hear anything.
That let us basically kick in the door and make as much noise as we wanted.
Let's see. The room itself, though, is a gruesome display from what you can see. There are bodies littering the floor in various stages of dismemberment. You see one of the goblins slightly in the distance hacking away a leg to throw in the fire before clapping wildly and giggling. Funny enough, they do not see you right now.
Fix would draw a horse sword, look to the other three, kind of, gesture that there's threats in the next room.
I'll pull out my whip.
Take out your beating sticks.
All right. So how we want to do this?
Go ahead and roll me a stealth, by the way, for Haldor and Ephixa, since you guys are pretty close to the door.
Don't worry, Haldor's got a great stealth.
All the stealth.
Yeah, they don't actually see you guys still.
Fix would say, shock and awe, hit him fast, hit him hard, take advantage of confusion.
Let's go.
As good as any. I'll get out of Haldor's way.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and bring up the initiative order real quick.
Yep.
One thing I always forget to do is color code these goblins.
We've also got all of the initiative. Wow.
Of course, I rolled a 7.
+7, huh?
4 for my familiar and 3 for Dex.
Ah, yeah, familiars. They're useful for shit like that.
What kind of class are you, Loki?
I'm a paladin, chosen one paladin.
Okay.
So
it is a surprise round for the lot of you. So you do get a movement or a standard action.
from what I understand, we're able to charge as a surprise action, but
Yes.
only move our normal move speed.
Yes.
So Fix will look to Haldor and kind of count down from 3 on her fingers, and at 1, she'd take off towards this one.
I would like to say that since our surprise action can be in any order, I would like to start my Bardic on the surprise round, if that's okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to make you roll another knowledge because I know you successfully rolled against goblins before.
Yeah.
So you're free to do so.
I'd also like to use my standard to give Haldor a command to do what he do.
Fair enough.
Make it be.
Okay, so Ris'sh, Haldor, and Ephixa, you both have surprise round action to take.
Am I able to charge here? Is there enough?
Let's
gap
see.
between
From
the
where
two?
you are here, yeah, you can charge from there.
Okay, so she'll charge in that way
And you'll
and
get
take a
a
swing at this guy.
you'll get a additional +1 for my Bardic, by the way.
All right.
That hits 6. And that's counting in the you get bonus damage from yours, or no? For Lucilla.
No, it's only attack rolls. It's AC, attack, and saves.
Gotcha. So yeah, you charge in and you just up slice with the scimitar and it slashes across this guy. They all now turn to see you all. Haldor, you still do get your surprise round. And
Yep.
Ris'sh-
Can I enter a rage?
What kind of action is that? If it's a swift or free, it's fine.
It's free.
Yeah, it's a free action.
Yeah. Alright. So, put on the rage token. Are any of you guys giving out buffs to me right now?
You got a +1 to your attack roll from me.
And a +2 from me.
Alright.
So.
So +3 total.
To the attack roll?
The attack roll.
Yep.
And then if you charge, you get an additional +2. And
Then it'll be real embarrassing if you miss.
Alright.
Especially since I think they're also flat-footed, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very much flat-footed.
Oh, this is gonna be gross.
Haldor charges up here. I'm going to power attack.
As you should.
Yep. 6. 4. And this should hurt.
15 will hit, and you just destroy this thing.
Oof.
And I'll just single move in.
Jump on top of that
Table.
table.
Yeah, of course. It's dramatic.
Next up is no, it's Ephixia's turn for. This is the start of the actual initiative.
yes.
Alright, going to try to remember if I have two weapon fighting at this point. Yes, I do. So I'm going to attack this one closest to me with 2 weapons. So,
Gotcha.
You get a +1 to each roll.
Yes, a lot of goblins.
Oh yeah. Doesn't confirm, but definitely kills the guy.
okay.
By the way, before I forget, Lucilla, for the clever use of that liquid blade, hero point.
Since I was able to kill with just my initial attack,
You can move instead of.
I can move. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you to a full action if you kill the first one.
So then I'll move up to this one.
There is
Just-
a space on this sheet to keep track of hero points.
Probably not.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
No worries. Next up is Emanuele.
Emanuele is going to move. And one more step. A lot of these little green bastards. And he'll take a shot at that one. Okay, they're all far away, so he'll shoot at the blue one.
You have dark vision, right?
I do. 60 feet.
Because it's considered low light in here, so
Yeah.
if you have dark vision, it doesn't matter.
I think we're 60 feet.
Yeah, you are.
Aasimar.
I just keep forgetting the area Aasimar.
So, deadly aim works at any distance, right?
I believe so, yes.
And you get a +1 because you're within 30 feet of me.
All right, so that was actually a 12 then.
I haven't seen anything when we rolled, so.
It's an 11.
Still not saying. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Yeah, that one does miss.
Okay.
Next up is.
Are they still flat-footed?
Yeah, that still misses with 5 foot.
Okay.
So, red dotted goblins go. This one here by the fire grabs a couple glasses off the table and throws them. 10 foot radius from here. Or not 10 foot, sorry, 5 foot. So all this area right here is basically the equivalent of caltrops. This one is going to get onto this table and is going to.
So this area here is Caltron?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Sorry, I was going to get to that in a second, but
Yeah, no problem. Just trying to help out.
yep, you're good. This one right here is going to grab some tongs from the other goblin and hurl it at, let's see, Ephixia's closest.
That'll miss.
11 will miss as the molten glass just misses you and smacks against the wall. Haldor.
Alright. We're gonna move through these caltrops as I go to just charge this red one.
You will take. I can't remember if there's a save for it, but it's low, so you will take.
It's an
damage. Or no, sorry, it's a 1d2. So you'll take 2 points of damage that way. I believe.
I think isn't it an attack roll from the caltrops at a +0?
That's what it's saying is,
It's
runs
been so
risk,
long since I've used caltrops, so.
make an attack roll for caltrops with base attack of 0. Creatures' shield, armor, and deflection bonuses do not count. If they're wearing shoes, they get +2 armor.
Oh, so it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, you're fine. Yeah, thanks for keeping me honest, guys. I have stuff to keep track of, and I can't remember all of it.
Also, to be totally fair, caltrops are useful in Pathfinder for like 20 seconds.
Mm.
Like, if we got to Way of the Wicked and someone threw down caltrops, we'd be like, ooh, caltrop!
As nobody just flies over just out of spite.
I would run through it and take the damage and then heal it up at the end of the round.
You would run across it, let it stick to your feet, then kick him with it, then let the healing pop him back out.
So yeah, Haldor takes no
Alright.
damage.
Nice.
so- No +1 from me
So-
because you're farther than 30 feet.
That's just fine, because I'm gonna power attack again. Hopefully this hurts if I don't roll a 4 like I did last time.
Oh no, you only killed it by double its health before.
And again!
Slash another one in twain, though.
Yeah, great sword.
And squishy goblins.
Chunky salsa.
These ones are going to take a little bit more seriously now, but only just. This one's going to get over here. There's going to be an attack on Ephixa and one on Haldor. So the first one I'll do is on Haldor.
Is he able to attack twice in one round?
2 different ones, one next to you and one
I
move up.
gotcha.
So Haldor, that will hit for 5 damage.
Yep.
And that will hit Ephixa for 6 damage.
But they have just made a great mistake.
These ones are going to go. This one.
They have you surrounded. Now it doesn't matter where you attack.
Here, and he's gonna throw some more glass and just litter the area. And then the one near that is gonna grab some more molten lead or molten glass with some tongs and hurl it at Ephixa again. It's like, I'm gonna get you this time! What?
They have us surrounded, those poor bastards.
And miss terribly as he just cannot aim to save his life.
Does he suffer any sort of penalty for using a ranged weapon into melee with his allies?
Yeah, but it's not a natural one, so it's not gonna hit the ally.
Fair point, fair point.
I only allow that when they don't have like the precise shot and you roll a natural one.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it just gets too crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah, they would have had a -4, so that would have been 3 total.
It doesn't really matter because I turned those goblins into chunky salsa, but I was forgetting to add my axe to grind when I'm the only one who threatens them.
Oh no, you would have only killed them more.
Alright. Start by the... Oh, wait, right. I'm a halfling, like 20 feet normally. So I'm in the room. What does this put me in? Yes, okay. Range high. Why aren't you telling me how far the range? Oh, 50 feet. Okay. I always forget. 'Cause it's been ages since I had a character without quick draw. Can you pull out a new weapon as part of a movement, or does it have to be a separate action?
I think as long as you have +1 BAB, you can do that. So
Okay, so then
I don't
I
think you can yet.
Cannot do that. Okay, so instead I will double move.
I always forget about the +1 BAB for it.
Yep, there. And
It
that
becomes
should...
negligible after level 1, so I don't even know why they put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. that should allow me to extend the benefits of my bardic to everyone. Kind of want to be in the middle of the room.
Ish.
This is a table over here, right?
Yes, you're on the table.
For the sake of thematics, I slide underneath it because I'm a
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's okay, because Ris'sh is going to clamber over it.
all happening at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You got high, I go low.
It's very thematic.
Prefer to get more than 3, but hey, color spread.
There's 4 actually.
I don't think he wants to get Haldor in it though,
Yeah.
because it goes like that and it goes like this, right?
Yeah, 15-foot cone.
Either way, you get 3 enemies, but the question is, do you want to get 3 enemies in a Haldor or just 3 enemies?
Hey, the good thing is later in this build, when I get all my anti-magic stuff, you guys will just be able to sling magic into my melee combat.
You got magic in my melee. Oh wow.
And I'll disbelieve it so hard that it doesn't affect me.
So the only one that's affected is the one right next to you, because as he turns, as you're doing this, he just gets the full brunt of it. Right, like both your hands just connect to his eyes.
And his large head blocks it from the other side.
So when you pull your hands away, his eyes are just like a kaleidoscope of colors, and he's just like looking up like,
Fucking sad.
Ephixa.
Alright, so as that one's stunned, she's going to focus fire on this one with another double attack. Scimitar.
A solid blow to it.
And shield.
That one will miss, unfortunately. It's still up, but it's starting to feel woozy.
Hope you guys are remembering the +1s.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay.
I had to apply,
Because it's also to your AC too.
yeah. Oh, it's up to my AC too? Oh, shit.
Attack, AC, and save against anything except their actual spell count.
I gotcha.
But spell-like abilities are good to go.
Unfortunately, the attacks that I've hit him with have been too far above that one wouldn't
Yeah.
have mattered. It's
Is
good
that
to know for the
+1?
future.
Is that +1 to attack or attack and damage?
Just attack, no damage.
Attack, AC, and save. No damage.
Okay.
It's the trade-off.
Go for you there.
Yeah, I am, but my roll 20 locked up. So he's going to move up. And gotta find this again.
I can shift click you if you like.
It froze again.
What browser are you using?
Chrome. What I always use. This is odd for me. I'm just going to close this browser.
Yeah, the only time I've ever had a problem with Chrome was the Wrath and Glory character sheets.
It's just funny because I could only get it to work in Chrome for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You gave me that red, your connection has been interrupted thing a minute ago, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Honestly, after Runelords, I think I might buy and give that Foundry VTT one a shot. Because everyone says it's like by far, like it's everything Roll20 is supposed to be.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with roll.
I've never really had a problem with roll.
I've never had a problem with it, but it'd be nice to be able to have a smooth connection.
I messed around with it for a half hour. If we could get, I'll ask about the server afterwards.
Yeah, no worries.
Is this a wall, Richard?
Yes.
As I look, can I see?
The map, the way it works is it's just a solid. It's supposed to be a solid furnace here, and this is just like where it comes out for the fire. So this would be a wall blocking this view.
Just kind of showing us where
it would have like 3/4 cover, which I think is a +4 to their AC.
Okay.
You can always target the one directly in front of Ephixa.
There's this
Or
one.
to either press forward.
And then there's
Well,
these
I don't
two.
have the shoot into combat feat yet.
Gotcha.
I forget what it's.
Might still
We
be able
are
to get this
level
one then.
1.
Yes, we are level 1.
I think you have line of sight to this furthest one.
Yeah, that's shoot.
But everybody's a lot shorter, with the exception of...
Yeah, but he's not engaged in combat, so Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
then
just
I'll
to give
aim
you
it.
guys an idea, we've played like 3 sessions or something of Runelords and are still level 1. You guys will probably level up from level 1 in the first session of Crimson Throw.
All right, so he's going to take a shot at that farthest away one over here.
You guys probably would have been level 2 by second session, but I wanted to play up the city more than.
And that's +1 higher, so that's a miss.
Let's see. There is one goblin left that can still go on this initiative. He's gonna step up to here and gonna swing at Haldor
Oh, you poor bastard.
and miss.
That's a miss.
And then it's
Probably not
Haldor's turn.
Do ya?
Alright. We're flanking, right?
If not, you could 5-foot step and flank.
Yeah, you can 5 foot up. and
Well, of course,
step-
this one's
This one's
stunned
dead, so you
anyways.
can step over it. But this one's pretty much unconscious. These 3
Yeah.
are still up, and this one's up.
That's the only one that got hit with.
Let me go ahead and move the dead ones out of the way to make it easier.
Like Borderline fried his eyes out.
Stunned for like 7-8 rounds.
I guess I'll attack this one then. But I won't get the flanking bonus that I wanted.
Because you want all the attack bonus.
Yes. And I'm going to power attack. Great sword. 16 is the number today.
It doesn't matter. That's much exceeding their hit points. You gonna move at all, or you gonna stay there?
I'm gonna just stay there. Gotcha. It's a Dynasty Warriors in here.
Yeah, you need cleave and then your dynasty warrior.
Yeah, right?
So one of them is unconscious and tripping out. The other one is going to. Yeah, it's gonna swing at Ephixa. You're right there. It's not smart enough to try to go for anything else.
That'll hit.
For 5 damage. And then the other goblins, they're
Damn. At least I kept that from being 2 hits.
Right?
one's going to step up to here. The other one is going to step up behind it and grab the tongs and throw it at Ris'sh. So
Don't forget the +1 AC, guys.
Dog Slicer
have-
against Haldor will miss. And then the glob of molten glass at Ris'sh will miss. Or it's touched, so maybe it'll hit.
If that +1 from Barb counts for it, then it
Let me look. I think it just says
Oh,
I
it's
think it's just a
17.
bonus hit.
it's a +1 insight to AC. So I think that.
I think it'll
applies-
count for your touch.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
counts
that
for
still
touch.
makes it neat. So, yeah.
So you'll take 1 point of fire damage.
One point as we argue over if it counts or not.
Burn.
As next up is Lucilla. Also, I get really lucky with the attacks against Ephixa. Like, you have no...
Right?
Your AC is not anything to scoff at, but I get really high rolls against you.
That's why I'm glad I played a Paladin that has typically high AC and hit points, because I'll probably need it the way you're rolling against me through this campaign.
Apparently, I just have a beef against the fucking Aasimar over there. Emanuele had the decency to just pretend he's human.
Well, yeah, well, it's just all dex-based paladins. I mean,
I will.
It seems once again we do have just the token human of the party.
Who's not actually human?
it's Aasimar.
Haldor.
Haldor's
Oh
the
yeah,
token
Haldor.
human.
Right. I am.
He just
going-
has the beard of a dwarf.
I'm gonna slide up under the table, and I'm gonna standard action perform the aid another action for Ephixa on this guy. So if I hit a AC 10 attack roll, she gets +2 for her next attack against it. 15, so it succeeds.
And it's just on the next attack, right?
Yeah, just on the next attack against that one. I would need to research how that applies to multi-attacks, but that's on.
Until you get certain feats, I think it only applies to one attack, though.
Yeah, I think so as well. That's what my guess would be.
So
And I don't mean to be like constantly reminding you guys of my buffs, but I'm playing a support character. This is what I do.
You're right.
That one's up. But...
Max
And
coverage.
during combat, I have my longsword sheet constantly open, changing
no.
what buffs I'm getting.
No, I miscalculated HP. That one is gone.
Now we just have these poor bastards.
I'm also just going to move this guy because he's out of the fight. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll be able to dangle him up by his legs and ask him questions that he can't
Considering
answer.
coup de grace him on this turn or not, but then Ephixa got like half a hit point left.
Okay, so speaking of Ephixa,
She may be hurting, but she's still got fight in her. Gonna go here. Oh wait, no, can't do that, so I'll move there and then attack this one.
go for it. Yeah, I don't want to get that AOO.
Yeah.
Go down as he's trying to be brave. That will hit. And that will down it.
I think actually you go up to buffs on your sheet. You might be able to add a. No, that's other
I think it's just a label.
It works, but it's a weird syntax. I'll get to it later. I've
Next
said
up is Emanuele.
Alright, Emanuele's gonna climb up on top of this table and say to Haldor, attack with your Capoferro! And command him and give you a +2 to attack.
And now he has to roll for confusion table because what the fuck is he?
Listen, he said some very unkind things about my sister. I believe that's his turn.
Oh, is that your action?
Oh yeah, he's just not even gonna use his standard action.
Okay, those goblins are off of the initiative order. So Haldor, there's one left in combat. I think I know what Haldor's gonna do.
I'm gonna power attack.
Chop some wood.
Natural 1.
4,
You'd still hit with all the bonuses.
12.
12 on this.
Is that with the +1 from me and the +2 from Haldor?
Yep,
Or not
that's
Haldor, from Manuel.
Just cancel that. His power
yeah.
attack.
Okay.
that's what that
Yeah,
is.
that will unfortunately miss.
Sometimes the numbers just don't come up for you.
This guy though,
He does chip the fucking ground though. Look at that.
he just like you see molten glass just like fly through the air as you scrape against the furnace.
Because it gets cut in half.
This goblin
It
like
makes
looks
that
around at all of you and looks at all his dead friends like, it's the long shanks, and he's gonna try to full withdraw, which it still will provoke because he's gonna try to go through the areas that Haldor and Ris'sh.
Then he died.
Broken glass.
Now, really quick, I have combat reflexes.
Since he's
He
full
knows
withdrawing,
stuff.
you're only gonna get one because he's gonna
Knock
be
him
able to
out.
get off one safely.
We already have an unconscious one.
Oh, that's true.
Of course. You take combat reflexes, and even when you use it, you can't use it.
There'll be options later. So 3 from Ris'sh does some damage. Haldor just doesn't even like Ris'sh. You think you did some good damage to it, but by the time you realize that the
cuts
back
it
of
in
his
half.
skull's already gone.
cuts it in half, and the torso flies through, and I just claw it.
Just grab it and start taking bites out of it like food.
You think he's okay as he's running by, and you slash at him, but as he runs past you, you see the entire second half of him is laying on the floor.
You're just slicing the top half because he's already been cut in twain.
Yeah, the fight has concluded.
We do still have the matter of the one that is alive over
Yeah.
here.
What would you wish to do with that one?
Let's bind him. Apparently these goblins know stuff.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it's fairly easy to bind them. I assume that somebody has rope here.
Yeah, I do.
Ropes are a little too heavy.
In a
Ephixa is going
barbarian's
to-
kit.
Ephixa is going to go around and check the bodies and see if any of them fits she recognizes as
Yeah. So as you look around as they're tying them up, you do see 8 bodies in various degrees of gruesome displays, missing arms or legs that have been thrown into fire.
Because I imagine they're all local, so she'd probably recognize them.
You'd recognize it, you might not know them by name, but there is one that does kind of stand out to you. Right, actually, where your character's standing, right here, is a propped up in a chair. Its entire upper torso, from the head down to like just below, like the chest, covered in hardened, runny sheets of glass. You can tell by the clothing, but you can also see the look of horror in the face through the glass. This is Longiku Kaijutsu, the owner of the Glassworks and Amiko's father.
The asshole that came in the other day.
He has been. If any of you have ever seen a clip of Game of Thrones where they pull the molten gold on top of that one guy, it's that, but with glass.
This was a horrible death. Oh.
Oddly specific goblin.
Makes me think there might be something else behind this. I don't know. It's not usually in a goblin's nature to do something like that.
Should we get the constable? I think we might need to get the constable for this.
She's out of town. We're guarding the town for.
No, very cruel, but
Also, I look around. Are any of the other dead bodies done up like that?
They're not.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is I don't think goblins would much care if this guy was the owner.
Well, we've got one right over here, if any.
As he pointed out, the goblin is just kind of, his eyes have started to clarify, and he looks like he was having a great time for a second. He's like, and then he looks around. And he's like, oh. And he's just like looking
as
over.
He wakes up to just Haldor's foot, which is probably the size of his fucking torso, on his chest and his long sword up to his throat.
Hi.
Quick question: outside of me, who speaks Goblin?
nope. I
I
had to
think
point
we're still
apart
gonna
logistics
understand.
just to understand common.
That's an in-character question, by the way.
Nice.
I think I only am open.
No speak, no gak.
I know a little goblin.
Yeah. Common
Anyway.
and Elfin is all I got. So unless this is a Nordic goblin, I don't think I can.
Starts speaking in a deep Ulfin accent. Hello, fellow.
I nudge his ear with my boot and say, "Hey, do you speak human language?" Point to the guy with glass melts on his head. Why you kill this one?
We don't kill that one. Big Boss Longshanks kill that one.
Who's your big boss? What's he? What do they look like?
Looking around at all of you, he's like, looks at Lucilla. You, but bigger. Big as Longshanks, and he kind of nudges his head around to everyone else but you.
Are you relating this information as he says it?
I'm gonna relay it in a second. I point to my ears. What are ears like?
Like I said, like you.
Okay. I relay that information in common.
Ask the little thing if he knows where this Longshanks is.
Yeah. Where is your Longshank boss?
He looks back the way that you guys came from. Yeah, and this is a good time for it. Just for comedic flavor, as he's like looking over that way, a couple of goblins are like walking in. They don't even see you guys there. They're like, and so then I ate his toe, and they both just start cracking up. And as they like cracking up, they kind of look up and they see you all. They drop some food that they seem to have been carrying, and just make a break for it to the south.
Emanuele's
catch
going to
them.
give chase.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave this goblin kind of piled up there.
I mean, I can't keep up with them if they're going full stride, so I'll take care of this little goblin.
Now, if they're small, they should be moving at 20 or 25 feet. I forget which one it is.
25
yeah, so you
is
should be able to catch up to them. Because I'm in heavy armor, but I have fast movement, so I'm still moving 30.
I'll watch over this one.
Do you want us to move, or just theater of the mind?
I'll theater of the mind it real quick. I'll move your token so you can see. But grab all your tokens real quick, so it's just easier to show you. Lucilla won't be there because she's staying back for a second. But
Yeah, you guys get to see up past Haldor. Surprisingly fast for a man of this.
So as you're all giving chase and into this room, you see the door hanging ajar over here. And as you enter, which by the way, you didn't see this door. It was piled behind a bunch of crates before.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes down into a basement.
To the basement.
Keep charging. Sadly, I think Emanuele would be in front, given our previous positioning.
You would be,
Man,
or
he'd
would
probably be a man. He would
Keep imagining Ris'sh doing that to Skeksis.
So it'd probably be Emanuele and Haldor towards the front, and then you guys in the back on the side.
Yep.
Probably Lucilla towards the back since she's taking care of the goblin.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna just bring you into it, and you guys can position yourself in a
And the
second.
fix was way off.
I do a non-lethal coup de grace, if that's a thing, because
Yeah, he can just knock him out.
not the type of person that would kill someone tied up, but I'd definitely just take a vase and smash it over his head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're definitely using this guy as our Longshanks metal detector.
So I forgot to set up dynamic lighting for this one, but it's small enough I'm not going to worry about it.
Mhm.
Move out, gang.
As you approach it seems to be this underground storage area. There seems to be some like raw materials, some sand here and there on the ground. Wheelbarrows sit against the walls. As the goblin seems to you don't see exactly where they went, but there seems to be only two paths you can take.
Okay, so it is a wall.
Is this path blocked off?
It is not. It just has some rubble and debris. So it's
Alright,
it's considered
there's
difficult terrain.
There's enough debris here. Can I do a perception to really quickly see if I can see like tracks or something?
Yeah, go ahead and give me. That would be a survival, I think. If you don't have survival, I'll let you have a perception, but it'll have a slightly higher DC.
Yeah, I have survival as a class skill. But
If you have it a class skill, you can roll it even if you don't have a point in it, but I was giving you the option of either one.
yeah, I think I'd rather roll perception. Nah, whatever.
There are some tracks, but they seem to kind of go back and forth. Look like this isn't the first time they've been down here.
You go up, I'll go down.
Split the party quickly.
Okay, so go ahead and move you guys. As we'll theater them on this for a second, as I'll reveal where they are as you're fast approaching them.
No one goes with Emanuele.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, they saw what Haldor was doing.
It-
So as you approach Emanuele, you see them holding up their hands. They're like, "No, we, what's the word? I don't know the word. We don't
You-
fight hard."
You surrender, I say,
You
goblin.
surrender to the
As
one and only Emanuele Depardieu.
Oh, don't confuse them.
as they say that, the shadow of Haldor cast across the hallway.
To your knees, drop your weapons. Lucilla, translate for me.
So they do go on their knees.
Mhm.
Like, we surrender. We not big boss. We want no trouble. We go now.
Where is your big boss?
I don't know.
Where do you normally meet your big boss?
Looks at each other. I don't know.
As they say, I don't know, Haldor takes a step forward.
They are both going to shift slightly to this way on their knees.
I'm gonna sense motive.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll. I'm gonna go in and roll an intimidate.
Okay, never mind.
Meanwhile, Ris'sh just looks around the corner, tilting her head at the goblin with ease.
So you don't really understand if they're telling the truth or not. Haldor, as soon as you kind of get you take another slight step, they're like, okay, and they point to the room next to them, and you hear a sigh coming from the room as stepping out of this room.
A sigh to surpass even mine, apparently.
I suppose the jig is up. I'll go ahead and give you a picture of him real quick.
The dancing hasn't even started yet. Add that to my not quite John McClane line.
I was hoping to trap you, but I guess killing you all the hard way is going to be an option. So we're actually going to just jump right into initiative. So
I mean, not to be pessimistic, but there is a certain terrain factor in our advantage.
If I have to go out, at least it will be to someone a bit more sophisticated.
No, for the love of
As you say that, Haldor yells at you. He poured molten glass over a man.
I like it how we can't see each other, but we're still communicating via echo.
Yep.
So
He was a puny man.
Ris'sh,
I would argue he's more barbaric than these goblins.
But that one slapped women.
So yeah, Lucilla, you're bringing up the turn order first.
And plus, look at this gentleman's clothes. Very sophisticated.
The goblin screeches, "Equal rights, equal fights."
It is now canon.
Yep. Darn it, everything I have was range 15 feet.
You can't move through all squares.
Yeah, but then I'd be in front, and then this guy would just stab me.
True.
Screw it. I guess I'll just start. I guess I can do a. Let me remember my abilities here. 1 second. Still trade.
You could just yell at these goblins to get into some cover. It isn't in my way. Because I'm sure they're afraid of this dude. But also,
Yeah, I guess-
Haldor is a
I guess
6.5 foot tall Viking.
I guess that would be like a diplomacy or something to try to say, if you don't want to get squished, get out of the way. To the
Yeah,
goblin.
I'll let you go ahead and give me a diplomacy.
My diplomacy's not great. I put all my points into knowledge-based stuff, but hopefully the intimidation carries some weight. Nope.
Okay, that will be an action, unfortunately, since you're trying to reason with him in the middle of combat like that.
Yep. I guess I could
Any
just
movement, or are you just gonna stay there?
I'll just stay here.
Okay. Ephixa.
Loki?
Is Loki here?
He's
He's
in the
in the
call,
call.
but
I was muted.
Okay.
Sorry. So 15 there. Emmanuel, do you only attack with a bow? I'm trying to recall what your fighting
Yes.
style is like. Okay.
I mean, if
I
you
mean,
stay,
he's got a sword and a dagger on his hip. Never seen him draw them.
And
If
Fix is
you-
going to force her way through and then just go defensive stand. Is full defense a full action or a standard action?
I can't remember.
full defense is a standard action. You can move into it.
Okay, so I'll go.
I just know that because I've got cautious fighter, so I was actually aware of it.
So yeah, I'll go.
I was gonna say I was gonna rely on you for that because you've done that a lot.
I'll go defensive. Meanwhile, Yukai will fly off, fix his shoulder, and land on Emmanuel's. Emmanuel, you now have guidance for a round, or until you use it, I should say. So that's +1 to
I'm
your
so
next attack
confused by
roll,
this
saving
helpful
throw.
party.
His turn. He's gonna use his own bow and he's gonna aim at Ephixa.
Oof.
No, wait. Yeah, he's gonna aim at Ephixa. And he's going to snap off a shot, I think.
So your AC will be 4 higher because of the total.
Yeah. My AC is currently 22.
Oh, and you
Two.
missed terribly. And then he will 5-foot step up.
Big mistake.
And as he comes up, he will drop his bow.
Okay. He's currently unarmed.
That's no excuse.
Goblin's turn.
I only see
they're gonna-
3 of you.
Move over to here. And they have short bows, I believe. Yeah, I don't actually have it statted out on their macro I made for them. So I'll just use the dog slicer one because it's the same damage, I believe. So this will be at Ephixa.
That's a miss.
Well,
And
that'll be
then-
the last thing he ever does.
They're
And
shooting
then-
the melee. Do they have?
Yeah, so -4 will still be terrible. The other one's gonna aim for Lucilla.
Alright. That just hits my AC.
Is it at a -4 though?
Oh,
Um,
it's at a,
Through enemy squares or
I
through
don't think
fire?
there's a fire
Cover.
injury. I thought if you
There's a lot of cover there.
Yeah, that will. So that will miss. Yeah, I
Yeah,
will say
that'll
with that
miss.
much cover because it's such a narrow hallway.
and I'm a short stack.
Yep. So no, that's fair. And then it'll be Ris'sh's turn.
Do you have another color spray?
Yes, but I don't know if I can get down. Yeah, man. Yeah, cool.
Although that will get a fix because there's not really a way to angle this.
That's a 15 foot.
No.
Yeah, it starts on his square, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. Okay,
The snapped a corner. It's more accurate for that kind of distance. So yeah.
gotcha.
Yep. DC 14 will, if I remember right. Yep. And I'm out of leveled spells. Technically, I guess I could actually, if you let me, retcon that and shoot it around the corner. So
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Halfling can come in and smack some goblins.
There's not. Okay. The goblins will.
Wait, so I just pocket sanded the boss.
Oh god. Nice.
What's the hit die thing on it?
It's
Two
written
or
right there.
less is
Oh,
the
yeah.
top, and 3 or 4.
He is stunned for 1 round.
Oh boy, it's gonna make what I'm gonna do on my turn extra fun.
So he's got 5 HP, or 5 HP, 5 hit.
5 HP.
5 HP, worst boss ever. Get him.
Get him! Get him!
These
Haldor.
goblins running away, I just come up and grapple them from
Well,
behind.
they are unconscious at the moment.
Yeah, they both failed horribly.
So you could, I mean, if they're unconscious and you're able to walk on them as though they're, bodies, you could
Yeah.
get base to
You
base
could,
with this guy.
you could probably walk on them as difficult terrain.
Hmm.
So that'd be 35, then 45 movement to get to next to him, though. So you have to wait until next turn.
Yeah. But he is stunned for a round, so... Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And then
You're
you
getting
can,
right there.
well,
Yep.
you could either do a double move, or you could just, use one of your actions to kill or attack one of the goblins that's unconscious at the moment.
Yeah, I guess I could just take care of this one that I was over.
Because technically a full round, but they're
I
basically
think
helpless.
his normal
Your
attack.
attack.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
say I would say attack this one,
That's
so
my
you're not
plan.
on difficult terrain when you go face to face with this guy.
But that's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
is
then you could
battle
fight.
fix.
Well, I guess the body's still there. isn't it?
Alright. Am I getting any bonuses from anyone?
Nope.
Other than him being prone and unconscious.
Well, I'll let Richard figure that out.
It's probably just gonna be 10.
I think it's a +4 prone.
Well, no.
I think that still might do it though, because again, unconscious is what, helpless.
No,
plus
no
prone.
dex, and then prone is +4 to attack.
Oh, no dex for a goblin? That,
Yeah, and then
that might
+4 because they're prone. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
for 11.
Yeah, he's dead.
Never say I didn't warn them.
Emanuele.
Manuel will take a shot, but before doing so, will use his move action and say to, I forgot her name,
Fix.
Fix, use the turtle technique.
Okay.
So you've got +1 or +2 to attack, and if this hits, you get +2 to AC, but that definitely does not hit.
Yeah, even being stunned, that won't hit.
Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't that one, because then you might have hit a fix it.
Alright.
It's the ancient Talanguardian technique where you turn on your friends at the last minute.
Lucilla.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop to one knee so that way I can see between my friend's legs, and then I'm gonna snake my whip underneath him, and I'm gonna snag this guy's feet and trip him.
That could go very bad.
That would be very
Oh,
unnerving.
only one of you've got vital parts down
I know.
there. Shut up.
I just know if there's a whip crack going on beneath my legs, I am going to flinch quite intensely in real life.
So let's see if this works while he's stunned. Not the highest, but I really want to do a trip on him.
Yeah.
Hey, 21!
21, that will trip him.
That was a really good roll.
He gets
Dog pile.
flashbanged and then just out from between the legs, a tiny whip to whip around his feet, and I just give it a tug.
He is so lucky that there's only 2 rounds for attack, or 2 directions we can attack him from, otherwise it'd just be a dog pile.
Does that provoke for Fix?
No.
No, falling prone does not provoke. Standing up provokes.
You've got to have improved trip.
Plus, he's stunned on the floor this turn.
he's just like dazed, and then suddenly the ground rises up to meet him.
Yukai will jump back to Ephixa, and then she will attack. Is this guy familiar to her at all, or is he not?
Roll me a local knowledge.
He looks like a half elf.
Yeah, this is definitely, now that you've seen him, He was definitely. You saw him a couple times growing up. It was definitely Pseudo, who is Amigo's brother. He was a regular in the town up until like 6 years ago.
Fix will say, "Take him alive," and then
Curb stomp is nuts.
and then 2-weapon attack, doing non-lethal. Do you have your performance going?
I do not.
No. Okay.
But he is prone, so that should have some sort of benefit.
Yeah, that I think that cancels out because non-lethal is at -4 or -2.
I believe
-4, I
it's
think.
-4.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's basically just straight across the board then. So non-lethal attack.
Okay, the first one will hit. Second one will not. Good news is he's no longer stunned, but he is still prone.
That would be the turn that he's stunned for. But I think he can still act while stunned.
No, I think stunned. You just lose your turn.
Yeah, you just lose your turn.
Yeah, stunned, you drop everything and take no actions. -2 to AC, loses your dex bonus to AC, and you gain a +4 attacks against him, so...
Yeah, so this would be the turn that
Actually,
he's stunned
with
in.
all those would.
So that, the second one would actually hit, because prone plus stun.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind the it's also non-lethal, so the prone and stun, or the prone and non-lethal cancel out.
So, second one still doesn't hit them.
But I think what Kenneth's trying to point out is that he's still prone, because this is still his turn.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I was saying. He's no longer stunned, but he is still prone.
Okay. His turn.
Sorry, I worded it awkwardly. So.
No problem.
And then goblins.
Goblins
Hot
are
mess of
wasted.
goblins. Ris'sh.
He went into this combat so confidently, like, I guess I'll just kill you all here. Just beat the shit out of him.
Flashbang! Go!
Could throw his spells. So
Maybe you have a cantrip you can just fling at him? Or just
yeah,
shoot across the
there's a
goblin?
Ray of Frosting, which will probably miss even with range touch,
Yeah.
especially.
Does.
Yeah.
In range, you get a +4 if you're prone. So his AC is higher from you.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess whose turn it is?
Quickly, Haldor, smack him in the face.
Debating whether or not I want to try to smack him or swoon him. Either way, I'm 5 foot stepping up. Am I getting any bonuses from anyone?
Other than him still being
No.
prone.
All right.
I mean, I could enlarge person you. I've got the scroll, but it doesn't seem like that'd be a good idea right now.
I feel like you got this handled.
So first things first, I'm going to rage. We probably want to take this dude alive, but
That's what Vix shouted out.
But that just means getting his subdual damage over his hard hit points.
this guy poured molten glass over a guy. I don't feel that bad for him. I'm flanking, right?
Yep.
Yes. And it's a +4 because he's prone.
4. Oh gosh.
It cancels out if you're doing non-lethal.
I just noticed I took off his prone icon. There we go.
Yeah.
So non-lethal would be a -4.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it,
With the
cancels
prone
out.
cancels
So, but you
out.
still get the +2 for flanking. So
Okay.
And you're still the
4.
highest to hit all so.
Let me just.
You're still Haldor.
Ooh, I don't think I can do non-lethal when I rage.
I don't think there's anything that prevents it.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on in-character stuff.
You could still very angrily hit somebody with the flat end of your sword.
Or you grab them by the scruff of the collar and bang their head into a wall.
That's true.
You hit him with the hilt of the great sword. Smack, smack, smack.
Okay.
Yeah, mechanically, there's no reason you can't, but character-wise,
That's entirely up to your.
And then. Alright, so. power attack.
I mean, non-lethal could still take out the guy's eye if it makes you feel better.
So it doesn't confirm. Thank God.
I think I might still have killed it.
I like how we're all like,
Could you imagine if that did confirm? From Lucilia's point of view, it would have been the shape of Haldor, and then he bends down, and then just like an Evil Dead like blood balloon goes up, up the walls, and I'd be like, "What happened? We get him? We get him."
Ephixa turns around, just covered head to toe, her entire front end in blood. Yeah.
Why is it so
we got
smooth? Human innards should be so smooth.
So was that non-lethal or was that lethal?
That was non-lethal.
Okay. Well, he's still not feeling good. Emanuele,
Oh, he's still conscious.
he is still conscious.
Also,
Because that wasn't a crit confirm. If he was confirmed, that probably would have killed him outright.
I would just love to point out that since this is all happening in like 12 seconds, from this guy's point of view, he said, "I guess I'm gonna have to kill you." He took a stab at Fix, missed, and then next thing he knows, there's a bright light. When he clears his head, he's on the floor for some reason, and then he gets punched in the face by the pommel of the sword. He is screaming.
To be fair, he didn't know you had a barbarian with you. I didn't
know,
see him yet.
But it's just funny how, if you think about it in the actual timeline, how quickly all that would have happened.
Yeah.
You get just like, that was your non-lethal?
Yeah, sorry.
So,
People can still die from blunt force trauma, Haldor.
Alright, Fix. Take him in. And you'll have a +2 to your attack.
that's all you're doing for Emanuele?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm gonna aid another on Ephixa, so if this hits AC 10, she gets an additional +2.
Okay.
Yep. Kick him in the balls!
You got another +4.
And flanking. And he's prone.
And prone. You've got a +10.
Alright, so I'm going to do more non-lethal, so that would be... So that's a +2, +2, +1, so a +5. With the scimitar.
And yeah, that's a
And then a -4 from the non
Yeah, but you didn't.
Well, that's cancelled out with prone.
Yeah.
so plus.
Yeah.
Did you get your flanking in there?
Oh wait, no, so that's +7.
You should hopefully hit these.
Yeah. Scimitar.
That'll hit.
Then... It was the +2 from Lucilla and Emanuele, just the first attack?
Mine's just the first one. I don't know
Okay.
about his.
I don't know. Hold up. Because I need to know that. On
He
your
is still
next
up,
attack
surprisingly.
roll, yes, so just your
Okay.
first.
So this is just a +2. Okay.
I mean,
That's
He's
another
still
non-lethal.
up, but he's so close to not being up.
I just love the
Ephixa
fact
will say, "Stay down if you know what's good for you."
this was. I just imagine a cartoon dust cloud where he is. It's just everyone's bubbling.
Every now and then, Haldor's fist comes out of it and goes back in.
Yeah.
Ephixa will say, "Surrender now."
We did knock him down. That triggers the all-out attack.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm looking at something real quick before I decide what he's gonna do.
Because if he stands up, he's gonna. Get off.
Right.
Cry is a move action, not practice.
I mean, would standing up provoke an attack?
He does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I wanted to do a 15-foot dex-based trip as my support character. Because I'm like, this is gonna cause so much problem.
That was a really good move on your part.
So this will provoke because he's gonna stand up, but he has the rogue talent stand up, so he can do it as a free action.
Beat the shit
So
out of him.
Ephixa and Haldor, you both get attacks.
Power attack.
Still flanking, but probably don't get the prone bonus.
So like he stands up to say something and he's gonna get punched in the stomach.
Yeah, he's gonna have. I'm gonna actually have him be full defense for this, so
Okay.
he will have some extra AC.
Fix is going to, with the scimitar, not do. Well, we'll see if she'll hold off and see what happens when Haldor hits.
When
I just like that.
Haldor.
I just imagine he does that thing like kung fu people do in movies, where he like swings his legs back up and he springs up, and then he just gets clocked in the face.
Haldor just whacks him back down.
Richard, I think you forgot to move his token over here.
No, he was trying to stand up and you just swatted him back down.
Does he kip up and like as his body's vertical or horizontal in the air, Haldor just basically double punches him back down.
Is he alive?
What's the rule on
Ephixa will
non-lethal? Is if you go double your health in non-lethal?
Double your max health.
Okay,
Once
so he's
you
still
take
alive.
to your max health, it starts doing lethal damage. So,
Yeah, so he is still alive. Not
Yeah, he's
feeling
still-
good. Probably gonna have a headache later.
Yeah, he's still alive. Got any more rope? Anybody? Although he's probably not gonna be waking up for a while. Jesus.
I got my whip. But
no need Malgarrick upstairs. We could take rope from him.
That's true. What about
As
that
I
guy?
Reach
Can you-
down and bite this one open.
You poke your head up, make that comment as your mouth is just covered in blood. As he,
He looks at you all. Were you going to eat?
Oh.
Fix will, because he stepped out through a door here, right?
Yeah.
The door where
Second
Haldor
Haldor.
is.
yeah, I was curious.
Which
about
I'll
that
just go ahead and
myself.
reveal that because that's what he came out of.
It's a cozy little office.
Yeah.
Fix will check.
Looking at it, it looks like it's just some kind of secret office.
I want to look at the other one too.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out where.
Yes,
Still
check
looking for
the
Nico as well.
Yep.
Well, I think when the people of Sandpoint find out what this guy did, they're gonna do worse to him than I ever could.
Oh, there's.
Looking at this is a long tunnel leading from this room that winds some distance down below the bedrock.
I think we found how they were getting into town, gang.
Yep. All right.
Oh.
Well, I think we should take this guy throw him in jail and see what we could get out of him information-wise, and barricade this door in the meantime.
Question is, are you guys going to be searching him, or are you going to wait until you get back to prison?
We'll search him now.
Search
Yeah.
it now.
And the goblin.
I'm not above pilfering before returning to the authorities. I'm
So
chaotic.
When you open this door, it is another storage room, and you see Amiko here. She is battered and bruised and bound with rope and blindfolded and gagged with strips of leather. She does seem to be
I'm
alive.
Good news, I found some rope.
All right. Haldor, make room. I'm going to cut her bindings off, and I'm going to cast Cure Light Wounds.
It's this room here.
She does eventually rouse. So before we get into what goes on with her, we'll go over what you guys had searched through. And you guys are all level 2 now, as you guys mop the floor with the mini boss.
Yeah, just clobbered him.
To be fair, color spray at this level destroys.
Yeah.
So straight up 2,000 XP right now, or
Yeah,
just-
I'm just gonna go back to milestone because I was looking at it.
Okay.
Unless I throw like, I think I looked at the math. In order to get to the level you're supposed to be at, I would at this point after this, I'd have to throw you like 6 random encounters to get you up to the level you're supposed to be at by the end of the book,
yeah.
and that just seems silly. Like if it happens, it happens, but I don't want to have to force random encounters on you guys.
I'm trying to remember, where do you go to add experience point? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're at 2,000 experience points.
You're at level 2.
Yeah, if we're going to milestone, you might as well not bother.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go milestone again. It's just gonna work better for this book.
All right.
Yeah,
So
12 hit. That's what
Everyone
I'm
can
rocking.
roll their new hit points.
Yep.
So, while you guys are rolling hit points and doing that stuff, I will tell you guys what he has on him.
Mhm.
He has a potion on him. He has a short bow. It's a masterwork composite short bow with a +2 strength mod. It has 20 arrows. He has a ring on him. He has a pair of really nice quality thieves' tools. He has a really nice flute, some silver earrings, a journal, and a total of 14 pouches of something, and 10 platinum pieces.
10 1. I'll be interested in all that after I help this person.
And in order to identify stuff for what monetary value and stuff is, I will require praise checks.
Yep.
And just to save you the time, because I know someone's going to cast detect magic. The potion is obviously magical, and the ring is magical.
As you guys are searching, if Ephixa is going to be just kind of rubbing the injury she has and be surprised as some of the injuries start to fade away as she unwittingly casts Lay on Hands for the first time.
Well, there you go. By the way, it's around this time, while you're tying him up and stuff, the bird that usually accompanies you, you see it fly into this room and then fly back to you and like land on your shoulder and like shiver.
Yeah, it does seem like a scary place, UK.
So going back to Lucilla while your guys are all leveling up, Miko does come to and she's like, what happened? Pseudo, he attacked, what's going on?
Come on, Kimiko. Damsel in distress. That's so cliche. You're better than that.
You're right, I am better than that. She's still tied up, by the way, when you're saying this?
No, I cut her and then I healed her.
Okay. Yeah, she'll actually, like, you see her, like, rub her shoulders, like, kind of like Ephixa does, but she casts some magic on herself. Because she's a bard, too, so she cure light wounds herself a couple times.
It's okay. We kicked the shit out of him over there. I kept telling Fix to...
Did you save a piece for me?
Absolutely. I kept telling Fix to stomp on his balls, but she didn't do it, so there's some uncovered territory.
Good. Probably should lock him up, though, but...
He's tied up. Also, Haldor hit him really hard on the head. He may be experiencing a major concussion.
Not a major minor?
Listen, who am I to judge? What happened, though?
I came here after receiving the note that he gave me, or he sent to me, and he told me that he killed our father and that he wanted me to help him destroy this town. He said something about his love had plans to destroy this place. Something about coming from above and below. I don't know. He was talking nonsense.
That's not good sounding.
Hello. Yeah. His cave. Maybe that what mean?
I think I remember a little bit about this. My dad has not exactly been the most honest noble of sorts. He worked with smugglers on occasions. He worked with the Scarny a couple times. Nothing that anyone ever could prove and get to stick to him, but nobles, I guess. Woo, I guess.
Yeah. The old smuggler tunnel, then.
Something like that. So yeah, she's kind of like, it'd be like mostly checking up on her and making sure she's okay and everything.
Yeah.
You do eventually start getting her together, and Pseudo himself. Did anyone want to do any kind of appraisals on the stuff that you found on Pseudo?
Yeah, could.
And spellcraft for anything magical. Yeah, you definitely know the price of all this stuff.
Yeah.
So It was a Masterwork Thieves Tools, a Masterwork Flute. The pair of silver earrings are worth 25 gold. Yeah, you don't actually know what the magical ones are right now. Well, you know what one is. The Potion of Cure Light Wounds I'll just give you even with a 10. I hope somebody's writing down this stuff, by the way.
Yeah, I'm upgrading my character.
I call him out it.
Because I'll give it to you guys, but I want to make sure someone's writing it down before I keep going.
If not, I'll check the recording later.
Yeah. There are 6 pouches of gold dust, each one worth 50 gold. There are 8 pouches of silver dust, each worth 5 gold pieces each. And yeah, just the ring that you haven't identified yet. That is some kind of magical ring.
I'll take a crack at it later tomorrow. So I think it's once per day per item.
Yeah, unless freaking Lucilla has spellcraft, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've got spellcraft, and my level 2 ability lets me take a 10 on it anytime I want to, for identifying magical items. So 16.
Okay, that's good enough. It is a ring of protection +1.
Nice.
And by the way, for multiple people who want something, unless you guys can argue yourselves over who should get it, I also allow the roll-offs where it's basically a narrative. Like, you all roll, and whoever rolls the highest is the one that technically had the best argument.
I mean, I'm kind of in favor of just giving it to our Paladin, because it seems like she keeps having the shit kicked out of her.
Yeah.
Right.
So if no one else objects, you'll get your AC bonus there.
Right. Well, it was the Ring of Protection +1?
Yes.
Alright.
And then the Masterwork Thieves Tools, I imagine the only one taking that would be Lucilla.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Because I think that gives a bonus to your disabled device.
It does, +2. So, and at level 2, I can now disable magical traps like a rogue. So.
I now have 8 rounds of rage.
Oh, that's right. My bardic inspiration rounds go up.
And superstitious, finally.
That's going to be a nice little item.
Pull the torch back out.
And then the Masterwork Flute is also worth 50 gold.
2 additional rounds per day per month. Okay. I'm at 9 total.
A foil to Richard's sneaky magic users.
I mean, this guy, he was a monk rogue that you guys just wiped the floor of. Like, if he actually could have gotten some blows, if he could have gotten behind you guys with his +15 acrobatics and flanked the goblins, he could have laid on some hurt.
Before the flashbang.
And then with stunning fists and stuff, but nah.
Hard no.
Hard pass.
So Ris'sh kind of investigates the tunnel with the torch out. Should we check more Melgak, maybe?
Yeah, you also find a journal on the guy, by the way.
I would say before we venture down there, we should probably get this guy behind bars and figure out what's going on for sure before we start wandering into deep dark tunnels.
I will give you guys the journal's link because it's multiple pages, so it's hard to do with a handout.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take a real quick bio. So, since it seems like a good breaking time. Be right back.
Luckily, this is already uploaded on the website people use, so.
How do you get this character sheet to start updating
What do you mean?
to level up? Like I changed my XP and nothing happened.
Configuration tab is where you put all that info in.
Okay.
Like level. Basic.
I gotta say, the instant gratification in 5e of getting a critical and it being a critical.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to do and modify it to look similar to 5e, But since the character sheets on this automatically do the crit confirm and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I
I'll
mean,
just do
I
it.
understand. I understand why criticals are much better in Pathfinder than in 5e.
It was beautiful the couple of times I got to use Quarry on people and auto-confirm crits on the Stary.
God, that
Granted,
ability.
she 3x crits on bows ain't nothing to sneeze at, and then 4 with the oath bow.
Fucking 42 or whatever I rolled on that damage.
Right? That's impressive for a first level character, goddamn. It's terrifying.
I didn't
Is
even
Emanuele
do
still
anything-
doing Cavalier, or are you going to Hunter now?
Going to Hunter for the
I
rest.
didn't even do anything like fucky. I just a level
Yeah.
1 barbarian.
He rolled
With
almost
powers.
max damage, too. He had 2 5s and 2 6s.
I mean, first level barbarians are the best. I'm just gonna say that, like, early level barbarians in general are just the best on everything for me.
When we looked at the crit damage, we all like, oh, just a collective round of, oh my god.
I didn't even know you could do that much damage first level.
Oh, I see.
Fuck Fireball, Haldor.
Oh, of course it's a second.
Yeah, that would have hurt.
Yes, I cast Haldor.
Yes.
So yeah, if your tokens don't auto update, make sure to update them on this page here.
Mine did auto update, so that's good. I
think most of you should, but just in case.
Sorry, I'm just allocating my skill points, and then I need to pick a new language. Then I should be done.
Yeah, no worries. I'm not trying to rush anybody, but I just wanted to
Oh yeah.
give you all time to do what you need to do.
There's like a few things, like I'm gonna copy over the class abilities onto my sheet, but I can remember them just by looking at the page.
Yeah.
Um,
But while you guys are leveling up, I will say that you guys are able to get out of the glassworks and start taking them over to the barracks. If anyone hasn't seen it, there is that handout in the Skype chat for the journal that he was carrying.
yeah, I'm looking at that now. I see what looks like a near to totally naked lady with wings and a devil tail. And it says, succubi are demons too, aren't they? Well, I can take a 20 once per day, so no lore is beyond me. Oh, which reminds me, I should pick a new language.
While you're doing that, like, yeah, it's just like the first page is that you see that really sticks out to you is it's a map of Sandpoint. Stuff like the raid went about as planned. Few Thistletop goblins perished, and we were able to secure Tobin's bones with ease, while the rubes were distracted by the rest. I can't wait until the real raid. This town deserves a real burning.
The real raid.
Has like marks where it says like Aasimar to cover escape, all escape through grassworks, stuff like that. The second page starts having some more sketches.
Is there any
Rip
mention
Nugget
on,
seems to.
any mention of the desecration of the tome or the what was it, the sepulcher?
I'm pretty sure that I'm just going through whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Rip Nugget seems to favor the overwhelming land approach, but I don't think it's the best plan. We should get the Quasit's aid, send her freaks up from below via the smuggler's tunnel in my father's glassworks, and smaller but more focused strikes. The rest except Aasimar agree, and I'm pretty sure the bugbear's just being contrary to annoy me. My love's too distracted with lower chambers to make a decision. Says that once Malfeshnikor is released and under her command, we won't need to worry about being subtle. I hope she's right. Followed by a little sketch drawing of her naked on the ground saying, "Take me, Pseudo."
That's just such like bad, like self-insert fan fiction guy writing there. Like, oh, like seriously, like Lucilia's reading this is like, oh, dude.
The last
No.
page is, my love seems bent on going through with it. Nothing I can say convinces her of her beauty. She remains obsessed with removing what she calls her celestial taint and replacing it with what her mother's grace, what she calls her mother's grace. Burning her father's remains at Thistletop Shrine seems to have started the transformation, but I can't say her new hand is pleasing to me. Hopefully, when she offers Sandpoint to Lamashtu's fires, her body won't be as hideous. Looking at this all, one thing that strikes out to you, even with the bad like fan fiction-esque drawings, Fix, this person looks awfully familiar to you, and with the talk of her father's remains and Tobin's bones going missing, you have a feeling this might be Nawalia that was supposed to have burnt in the fires when the last cathedral burnt. She grew up pretty much the same time as you did in the church, only you were raised by Father Xantus, and she was raised by Father Tobin.
Tiefling.
That's definitely something I'll have to bring up to
Also,
few people.
If this is true and she's thinking Lamashtu's gonna make her better, yeah, that's not gonna go down. Ow.
That's not it, Chief.
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything to do with that shrine to Pazuzu. Lamashtu and Pazuzu don't get along too well.
But yeah, it's a couple things you can piece together from the note. Is there seems to be a grander plan, and there seems to be some kind of whatever it's called, a closet underneath the glasswork that he was saying that they should go have her attack the town too.
Can I make a knowledge roll to know what a closet is?
Yeah, I believe that'll be a knowledge plans.
Yeah, I take a 20 on it. I could do that once per day. Feel the wrath of my brain, Richard.
They're considered a very minor demon. Yes.
Are they like the meta-knowledge here? They're like the really tiny ones, the size of
Yeah,
like
they typically stand about 1.5 feet tall, weigh about 8 pounds.
Okay. So that closet must know something or someone, because one of those isn't going to burn down a whole town.
They often serve as a familiar between a powerful caster of some kind. And they're very often able to remain on the material plane, which is generally odd for demons and devils and stuff, rather than just being able to go right back to the other planes when they're bound.
Demon imps, basically.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, I relay that to everyone. So, whoever this closet is living underground, probably, it's probably serves something more powerful. Rather than is the powerful thing.
So we should probably, interrupt whatever it's planning.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
And as you're talking, you eventually do get back to the barracks, and you're able to throw Pseudo into one of the cells. Amiko's kind of with you. He's like, if you want to talk to him, I can wake him. So won't be happy about it.
Well,
just so you know, Richard,
good.
every time you say pseudo, I just think of Pseudo Wudo being thrown into the jail cell.
Pseudo. Oh, Lord.
Before we get to that, I think I need to let some of my peers at the church know what's going on. It's bad enough that one of our members fell. Worse that she's intending to bring harm upon Sandpoint.
So wait, you knew who this person who has very sexy drawings on this book about is?
A little bit. How long ago was it? Like, how old would Fix have been?
The last time you saw her was about 5 years ago.
Okay,
and
so she
you
would
again, you never really like super close to her. Father Tobin usually kept her pretty separate from everyone else. Roll me another knowledge.
Did Father Tobin also pass?
Yes, those are
Okay.
the bones that you realize were
So
fallen.
both Father Tobin and what's her name?
Dualia were supposed to have burnt in the fire.
This could be very problematic.
And not to be direct, but she was a human tiefling infernal bloodline.
That knowledge level, she wasn't Aasimar like yourself.
Okay.
There was also, you didn't really able to see her during the whole debacle of it, but there seemed to have been some kind of scandal about a pregnancy with her.
Ew.
But basically, as soon as the pregnancy happened, it was gone. And then about a month or two later, the church burned down.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not unrelated.
Yeah, Fix it. Is looking pretty antsy at this point. Like she's just really feeling the need to get to the church and notify. I don't have a note handout where I've been trying to take notes for character names.
I can make a handout if you guys
Yeah,
want.
if you don't mind. Father Xantus is the one that took Fix under his wing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Father Xantus is the one that basically raised you.
Okay.
The one that you know that shares a religion with you is, I think it's on your in Skype, but it is Nafer Vosk. He was a former criminal. He's not like high up in the church, but he is the only other Saren Ray priests.
Is it XANTUS for Xantus?
Yeah, ZANTUS.
Why is he using it there?
Sounds like someone's letting a couple rip.
Mm-hmm.
That or it's a very leather couch.
And what was the father that was supposedly killed in the fire?
That was Father Tobin, Tobyn.
And the other Aasimar?
Nualia, Nualia.
When you get done, Loki, I'll add in my notes from the goblins.
Okay.
Goblins. Mean, green.
Fighting machine.
That's it. No, just mean and green.
Not even just fighting. Full stop. you see-
Mean, green, fighting.
Mean green fighting protein, according to Rich.
Nah, that's what the bugbears called him.
I'll just add those three if you want to add your notes there, Coop.
Okay.
At this point, Vix will be able to wait in and say, I need to talk with Father Xantus. This is too big to sit on. And with that, she would kind of turn and go.
That's what she said. But yeah, so yeah, you make your way to the church. Do you go straight for Father Xantus and explain everything you found out so far?
Yep.
So he, like, as you begin to talk, he just, like, his face goes more and more slack.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of turns into, like, shock and appall towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And when you, like, talk about the journal and everything, he's like, oh my dear, oh my stars. Oh no. He's like, I need to go see the mayor. Your friends are still at the barracks. We'll see you there. And he's like, oh my head.
Before we, start getting others involved. I don't know much of Father Tobin. He was pretty secretive with, at least from my perspective, with a character note.
Natalia.
Noalia. I mean, at this point, I can't help but suspect that if Noalia is alive, then he too is alive, and this is turning out to be a pretty big conspiracy. And I was just curious, do you know of anything that perhaps the church was keeping secret?
The only thing that I can think of is he was rather overprotective of her. He tried to keep her from going out and about the town too often, as every time she did, like as you've seen before, people always thought of her as a lucky charm and would ask her to bless their wounds or their rashes or cut pieces of her hair as good luck. I don't remember seeing anything otherwise, but he was a rather secretive man himself, and then he was very protective of her.
Okay, well, I suspect what we're going to find out as we continue down this path is not going to reflect too well on certain aspects of the church.
No, indeed not. Though I definitely should tell the mayor, but I don't think we should alarm the citizens at the moment. We don't know what's going on, or if we're even going to be able to do anything about it yet. So
True enough.
let's see what we can do, and then go from there.
Oh, speaking of things that we're keeping from the general public, so we got in a fight a bit earlier while we're, apprehending Tutsa or Pseudo, and I was just I took some injuries, but as I was kind of, nursing them, they were being healed. So.
Well, it seems to me that you might be coming into some power that you might have been destined to have. We all knew you were destined for great things.
Don't tell the general public. Bad enough that they already have me blessing just out of sheer superstition. It feels wrong to be living up to that stereotype.
Don't worry. We do not need to give the general public more fodder. They're good people. They're just a little naive and superstitious.
Now I'm going to go and try to cope with being a stereotype. She just sulks away.
Yeah, and he immediately tells some priest to take care of the church, and he runs to the mayor. Which is funny to see as he runs by you, and there's this old man hustling like. Which very out of shape priest, because he doesn't really seem to go adventuring much compared to like what you've been doing lately.
All right. Do we want to see if we can get answers out of what's his face while we're doing that?
Mm-hmm.
No one speak at once.
Fix isn't there.
Yeah.
Unless if you wait for her to return.
No, I was thinking while you're doing that, overlapping time and all.
Yeah, if you want to wake him up, I mean.
I mean, the notes probably just detail his entire evil plan.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes like, "Don't worry, I'll get him up," and slaps him a couple times on the leg and cure wounds him enough to bring him up.
I mean, apparently the base is at Thistletop if that notebook's accurate.
Yep.
Yeah, he begins to rouse, and you see him like kind of blink a couple times, and then see you all, and then begins to struggle and realize he's tied up. He's like, "Very good. I suppose you all beat me. I didn't expect a large one from behind and a lizard."
That's what she said.
Numbers help, yes.
I suppose this is the part where the heroes question me. Well, I will not tell you anything.
I mean, would you rather stop the questions, get just straight back to the beating? I mean, flexible.
Do what you want. Kill me, torture me. I will not talk.
I hold up the journal, point to the picture of what's her face. Yeah, who dis?
New spell book. Who dis?
I do not need to tell you of my love. She will come and kill you all when the time is right.
You mean like how you announced to an entire room of people that you were going to single-handedly kill 4 or 5 people? Listen, I'm just saying, track record shows you're not a great judgment on this.
Don't know where you're getting at. You can talk all you like, but I will not fill you in on anything. Just kill me now and get it over with.
Hold on, let me see. I want to see if I can pull some bullshit here for a second. Turn depending on asking as a reaction. Would you consider lying to a question a reaction?
Maybe?
Because I have my Fascinate Bardic performance, and I literally have no idea when I'd use this outside of trying to mind freak people.
Mind freak! Let me see. Fascinate. Can you become fascinated with him? Must be with him. Fascinated.
If not, I've got a plan B.
Yeah, but that will work, but Fascinate doesn't really... It's not like a charm person. It's not gonna make him spill his beans.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's just kind of like, he would be all eyes on you, but...
Alright, so, plan B then. I find a chair to spin around and sit on backwards, which is canonical because I'm a halfling, but she read this in a book somewhere, so that way she's doing it. This somehow makes her more relatable. Look, I read your little journal here. Your love, that is, she's being transformed by some kind of abyssal magic, yeah?
He doesn't say anything. He just looks at you.
And you're concerned about it, because you wrote it right here, and I just tapped the page.
Mm-hmm. He still doesn't say anything.
I know how Lamashtu operates. It's gonna get worse, not better. Whatever you or your beloved have been promised by a goddess literally called the Mother of Monsters, it's going to be figuratively and literally not pretty. So if you really do care about this person and you want her to be safe, we can do something about that. This doesn't have to end with corpses on the ground. We can stop her from doing something that'll hurt herself forever, and we can bring her back safe and alive in one piece, rather than becoming whatever else a god like that would turn her into.
Go ahead and give me diplomacy.
Yep, good thing I just put a point in this. Woo! I'm going to use my hero point, because screw it. Why not?
Go for it. You should have 3, by the way, because you didn't use the first level one, and I gave you an extra one.
14.
So you'll still have 2. Everyone else should have 2 as well now.
14.
14.
I feel like that was a decent speech.
Yeah. You don't know nearly as much as you think you know about her benefactor. You think that she's just going to be destroyed by it, but she has grown in power since I've met her.
Oh, I'm not saying she isn't going to get more powerful. And you're right. I don't know as much as I think I know. But that's the difference between you and I. I don't know how much I don't think I know. You don't know, but you think you know.
There's that look of like, wait, what? In his eyes for a second. But he's like, You've said your
Okay.
piece. Now leave me be.
Do you want me to draw you a picture of what Lamashtu looks like?
I've been part of the ceremonies. I know her depictions, but I also know my love, and she will do better than what you think she'll turn into. She will ascend to the best kind of demon, and he just kind of looks away in the distance wistfully.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically has the look of a lovesick puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this guy's useless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This wouldn't have anything to do with Pazuzu, would it?
Is that who?
Oh, so I do know more than you think I know.
Don't suppose anyone knows how to control his mind. Amigo kind of chimes in. No?
Nope.
Just me?
No, sadly, no. You got something for that?
Nope.
Amigo's like, I do, but I'm not sure how effective it'll be.
I mean, this is currently as pliable as a mule on a staircase. So
Pretty sure Haldor can just...
We're not gonna get much out of them. Some
fuck it.
people act out of fear, and they can be salvaged. But this person has let hate control his life.
I'm pretty sure I think another part of his body is controlling his life right now, to be honest.
Yes, probably that too.
Why don't you rip it off and see if he changes his mind?
Okay. Listen.
Now that's an idea.
Miko's like, fuck it, this is a long shot, but she grabs his leg and she's gonna cast Charm Person and see if it works.
Mhm.
He does get a +5 because he's feeling threatened by everybody around him, which even if you didn't threaten him, it would still apply.
You know, I hear in Chiliacs
Hey.
they do that quite.
So
Yeah,
that would
but-
make it a 14, and her save is a 15, so that does work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll have to learn that one sometime.
Yeah, his eyes kind of glaze over. He's like, Sister, I almost forgot you were there. I'm so happy to see you. She's like, yes. Well, you don't mind answering the questions for my friends here? They have some interesting ideas about what's going on. It's like, no, of course. The more that we can bring into the fold, the better. I can't wait till we can get out of here and destroy all these rubes.
What is a
And
rube?
she kind of like points to him like, he's all yours.
Kind of seems like he's displacing some self-loathing, but okay. What can you tell us about your lady love here?
Oh, Nualia, she's so amazing.
What did he say your name was?
Nualia.
Yeah, because the journal didn't say her name, so I was trying to fish a confirmation of name out of him as well. So that's good.
Yeah, he's like, here I was content. I thought I was just gonna drink my days away over in Magnamar, and like a demonic angel, she came up and found me and offered me a job. I was always smitten with her, even when I was younger, but I was too shy to say anything and just was content to stare at a distance. But then she came to me and offered me the chance to destroy this town. And who am I to resist such a providence thought? And he's just kind of like wistfully staring
Yeah.
at the distance again.
And you're setting up a ritual to. Sorry, I just mind blanked on the name of the god, Lamashta?
Oh yes, Lamashtu. She's over at Thistletop to try to release some old demonic creature. I was sent back here after the raid to retrieve the Quasit to help aid her in this method.
And the Quasit is underneath Sandpoint?
Yes. she's down there with the shrine to Lamashtu, and seems to be that my love is at an impasse, and she wishes to quicken the ritual, and I was to retrieve the aid of the closet, but first I had to dispatch of my lowly father. I made him quite a lovely crown, did you not see?
Brushing past that, so the closet knows things that would help that. And you said there's a shrine under Sandpoint?
Of course, she taught Nualia everything she knows about Lamashtu. It's how she developed the connection between it.
And
she drank from the well of the waters of foul demonic taint and arose better for us.
I don't want to know what a demonic taint is in connection to Lamashtu, but to be clear, listen,
Every
guys.
Every time I use the word taint, I swear.
Listen, look up a picture of Lamashtu. It's literally a pregnant lady with a hyena head. It's terrifying. Anyway, it wouldn't be like this if it was Asmodeus, is all I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, that is not attractive.
Yeah, exactly. When conception and birth is a key aspect of the faith, it's very much a literal thing.
Yeah, that's a creature only Bogomil could love.
That would actually explain so many things.
That would. He was secretly a Lamashtu worshiper.
I was actually considering that back in the day, but he died before I could decide anything with him.
So you said there is a shrine underneath Sandpoint, correct?
Oh yes, it's been there since Thessalonian times, I believe.
The whole Glassheart?
Yeah, there was a hidden wall going past the smuggler's tunnel, and enter you into some old Thessalonian ruins that have been beneath Sandpoint since its inception.
How did you unite the goblin tribes?
She promised them riches and the destruction of the Longshanks that have held them back. And with a little help of some charm magic, was able to secure the help of the leader. Charm magic has long since faded, but he's already on board with the idea. Plus, he couldn't go against the group of us that were in the caves below anyway, so he's content to sit on his throne.
I turn to the others. Anything else, guys?
Anything about that cult, the Choppers Island?
He didn't know anything about Pazuzu, and it was just one serial killer.
And so anything about that cult on the island?
I remember the Quasit speaking of excited chirpings about some great hateful energy from a few years ago. I imagine it had to coincide with the Choppers' murders. So maybe she would know something, but I have no idea.
Was she speaking of that it was good that the energy went away?
No, she was speaking something about somehow it fed the pool. I don't really know the details.
Pazuzu and Lamashtu don't get along.
Sounds like this pool of negative energy is just going to have to be dealt with by someone.
And the pool is with the shrine underneath Sandpoint, correct?
It is indeed.
Gotcha. Is there anything we should know going down to the shrine to pay a visit to the closet?
She's a little bit of a recluse. She has some, what she calls her followers down there. I've never really seen many other than the one. Some grotesque looking, I assume, undead.
Can you describe them for me, visually? You don't have to give a description, Richard. You can just say he does.
No,
and can
like I
roll
was
knowledge.
I was just like thinking of how he would describe it without his hands.
Mhm.
And he's like tall and lanky, naked, hairless, some weird appendages on its mouth.
Can I roll non-religion?
Yeah, there will be some penalties because he's only just vaguely
Yeah.
describing something.
That's fine. 24.
Jesus.
The
It doesn't.
plus one's already factored in.
It doesn't seem to be anything like any just kind of like generic zombies or skeletal things. Obviously, because it apparently has flesh. It doesn't seem like any kind of vampiric thing that you've known. It doesn't strike you as what something would be undead, especially if it seems to be largely intact flesh-wise.
Mhm. Out of character, I think I know what this thing is, but in character, I would have no idea. So,
It sounds terrible.
You can't. When you see what we have planned for this town, terrible is going to give a whole new meaning to the word.
what do you have planned for this town? Walk me through it.
And he basically describes a lot of what you've already kind of surmised. They
Mhm.
plan to release this demon from over in Thistletop, and together with that, and as well as the Quasit and her minions from below, set fire and kill everyone in the town. Is more or less the entire plan, and feed their souls to the glories of Lamashtu.
Was there anything else, guys?
Nothing springs to mind.
How long does Charm Person last?
I think it's an hour per level or something. Let me go double check again.
Okay. Because if we have
I'm
nothing
saying
else,
minutes, but yeah.
I'm just gonna fuck with him real quick.
1 hour per level, yeah.
Okay.
So this is like a 5-hour charm.
Damn.
Real quick before I let you go,
No,
Why
3-hour
you-
charm, sorry.
why do you
Right.
hate everyone in this town so much?
And he's like, I was raised in the orphanage after my father, and he's like, he practically says father in air quotes,
Mm-hmm.
abandoned me to be raised with the orphans. Everyone just treated me like I was nothing. The people of the town, he basically describes the whole situation of basically just being an orphan and being ignored. People looking down on him because he was a bastard child. And he would always, they wouldn't even bother trying to hide the fact that they were talking shit about his mother in front of him, practically. About the whole scandal that she had relations outside of marriage and yada yada.
Interesting. And did it ever occur to you that maybe the reason why you hate everyone in town is because deep down there's a certain level of dissatisfaction you have with yourself because your father didn't approve of you, so on some level of your upbringing you feel like you weren't allowed to give approval to yourself?
He thinks for a moment. No, they're the problem.
No, it's the children who are wrong.
Someday that'll work. All right.
No, I'm pretty sure the bully is the reason I want to murder people. I'm pretty sure that's on there.
More or less, that's what it was.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Listen, I snuck into a lot of classes.
Jim her find her adventure, eh?
Yeah, well, I get off the chair, turn back to Kimiko. I'm like, well, I tried.
It's a rough lot you were dealt, but don't be so defeatist there. That's very middle class of you. Taps him on the shoulder and takes a few steps away.
Lucilla intakes air through her teeth.
So yeah. Doesn't seem like you have any more questions for him.
Nope.
Amiko would say that she was going to stay by to ask him some questions while the magic lasts, because she's not sure how lucky she's going to get again with this.
I missed a part. We have him in the prison.
The prison and barracks are kind of one and the same in this town.
Okay.
Eventually, the mayor does show up with Father Xanthus, and Ephixa kind of wanders in around the same, a little bit earlier before that while you were talking to him. And the mayor's like, I've been filled in on the details. So everyone in the Glassworks is dead. She kind of takes a deep breath. There's a demon under the town. Takes another deep breath.
Everyone in the Glasswork is dead, and if this was a movie, this is where we cut to the tied-up goblin just going, "Hello."
And we might have to worry about an assault from goblins again.
Yeah, that's for certain.
Do you all want a job? I have many things I need someone to do.
Quite good, yes.
If it's exploring a demon temple beneath town, I would say yes, please.
Yes, that would be the first part, yes. Don't really want to leave something down there like that, especially if we might also be attacked from the north.
Do you think he knows all the tunnels that they've been using and how they've been able to get so widespread?
The smuggling tunnels that, what's his face, the father built?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were his.
Well, I mean, do you think he has like a map of them?
I mean, he looted his entire body.
Yeah, Pseudo didn't have it on him.
But he might know
he
where
didn't really
one
search
could
the
possibly be
Glasswork.
found.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna put it this way, Fix it. Where's your adventurous spirit? Come on, explore, discover. Quit trying
That's
to
where I'm
put
going in there with the map, though.
Stop being all chillaxian with the fun here. Out of character, it's a good reference because Chillaxians are Nazis.
Your friends from Malthun will happily assist.
Good. I'll come up with how much I can pay you guys later, but if for now you can investigate down below as soon as you can. I worry that something down there is going to kill us all.
Good reason.
I've commissioned Father Xanthus. He is going to provide you with what we have left of our stores of potions. We used a lot for the town in the last attack, but he had an extra one to spare. And he does give you all, whoever wants a potion of cure moderate wounds.
Yes, please.
Free potion.
I'll take one.
Yeah.
No, really. I should.
They only have the one.
Oh,
So-
you only have the one. Okay, then yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the Sandpoint Cathedral handout, all those potions and scrolls, anything that has cure in it is all gone now.
I don't think we have that handout.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's
Oh,
under
I see.
one.
I see it. There's it.
I'm going to go ahead and just delete them now, but if you were looking at it before,
I
you
have
bought
a-
them the other day, that was like the one chance you had because they used them all to heal people.
I have a potion of cure light wounds on my character sheet. I think as a group we found that and decided that Emanuele should have it.
Oh, well, I'll just sit over here with my borrowed torch.
I would say maybe Lucilla. You are often assisting. Perhaps you should carry it. Or Rishpa?
Potion. Sound good, yes.
Yeah, have Ris'sh to take it. I've got a scroll of cure light wounds, and I can cast cure light wounds.
Yeah, out of character, I just realized I can cast it too.
Oh yeah, you have spells now, huh?
Yeah.
Always forget about that with hunters.
Wait until you hear about my spell.
Haldor,
Oh god, no.
What you see is if I put a long sword in between my teeth and one in each hand.
I cast blades.
I become Rora Nora Zoro.
Hey, I've seen weirder anime fighting styles, like that guy that held a sword in each hand and also in his elbow, armpits, and knee pits.
Hey, the craziest fighting styles I've seen so far come from the goddamn anime Food Wars, where it's literally just a bunch of chefs that somehow do crazy shit, and somehow people go naked because of the orgasms they have from food.
drawn by a porn artist.
Yep.
I was just going to go that, there's at least 2 characters that wield 6 katanas, 3 between the fingers on each hand.
In the series Basilisk, there's one of the ninjas that fights with his body hair.
Yep. I remember that.
Man, anime's interesting.
You can totally make somebody who fights with their body hair in this.
Right.
Like, I have an idea
There's
for a monk that you go one level of white-haired witch and then a bunch of monk levels, and you just start punching people with your hair.
It just says hair. It doesn't say which hair on which part of your body.
Yeah, so make a dwarf that punches people with his beard.
That would be epic.
One day we gotta play that One Piece RPG.
I'm all for that.
Just ultimate anime ham.
I already knew the character I was going to make. So I was going to make a fish man who was a cuttlefish, and he talks like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Every
Very
character.
One Piece.
Every character in One Piece is great.
Yeah.
Like them all.
So
I think the worst character in One Piece was the goddamn cat man that was like one of their first villains that was on the island where they found Usopp.
Oh,
He was so boring. Yeah. Otherwise, everyone else has been great.
Can we charge the temple?
I think we should let specifically Ephixa catch some sleep real quick because she kind of got pummeled.
Oh yeah.
I'm also technically out of spells, but
I mean, we can camp out in the glassworks by the tunnel if you guys are worried about that.
I'm actually feeling all right now. You looking, her injury is actually pretty much largely healed up. Just a few scrapes remain.
But a good night's sleep wouldn't hurt before we go out.
That's true enough.
Just the mayor's like, I can assign. The mayor kind of chimes in. I can assign guards to watch the glasswork so no one enters or leaves and alert anyone who alert you guys what happens.
Did we end up barricading that one door? Clearly,
you guys never said so.
I feel like setting up. I feel like setting up guards around the glassworks is just going to attract more attention to them.
I would say just
inside by the tunnel would be a good idea.
Possibly even just barricade that door for the time being.
I can send a couple guards to do that if you want to rest up and go as soon as you can.
It is getting late.
You say as it's like
he says
clearing about 10 a.m.
And speaking of, I guess it is only 10 a.m., but first time I ever felt the need to use it. I could use a drink, to be honest.
I feel that way too. We used to have a morning toddy with a nice black coffee with a little bit of rum in it.
Miko kind of comes out. I was like, well, if you want a drink, I know a perfect bar. Yeah, the mayor's like, I'm sorry for your loss, Miko. I don't know what to say other than
how should we subtly prepare the bodies?
For the glassworks you're talking about?
Yeah, we should.
When it gets dark, I'll have some people go there and start clearing it out when everyone's asleep.
Okay.
That's going to be the best option, and if we do it quietly enough, the busybodies should be undisturbed.
I think I'm going to head back to the inn.
I think I'll at least see to it that the bodies are stowed respectfully for the time being.
I'm gonna go check out that goblin that I left tied up there, actually.
Yeah. He's like, I'll accompany you. I guess I am technically the owner of the place now, being the head of the family. Woo, nobility.
Woo!
She just looks at you with the, like, oh my god, look.
He's not looking. He's walking away back to the inn.
Yeah. He's like, he can't read a rune to save his life, can he?
I think he's illiterate in general.
That's
not
fair.
just with books and language. I think it's just illiterate with life as a whole.
So you make your way back to the Glassworks to check on the goblin, who is still there and tied up.
Yeah.
He's kind of like pulled himself over to one of his other goblin friends, and as you enter, he's like chewing on the leg of one of them. He's like, "You weren't gonna eat him, were you? Shut up!"
I mean, when he's right, he's right. Have at it, I guess.
Saves less work for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Fix is going to make another side trip to the church and grab some burial shrouds and stash them in a bag and make her way to, the Glassworks.
Kind of like expediting everything. It is easy to do. When you do arrive, though, Nafer does notice that you're what you're doing and stuff, and he works the graveyard, so he knows exactly what's kind of going on when you're grabbing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he does help you.
Yeah.
He's like, I imagine there's some more trouble in town. I can see it all over your face.
Yeah, things just continue to get more complicated.
I was saving this for your next birthday, but I have something to give you. And he's like, here, hold these, and he gives you the shrouds, and he comes back with this small little box. He's like, it's nothing special, but you are shaping up to become a model of a Knight of Sarenrae. So I brought you these, and he gives you a silver holy symbol that seems to be handcrafted, and it's laying on top of a simple white scarf. It's like I've read that the Knights of Sarenrae wear scarves to identify themselves as such. You don't have to wear it here or anything, but I figured it'd make a good gift.
You would take it and, pretty much don it right on the spot and then just give him a grateful hug.
Yeah, you give him a hug, and like you can see it. It's easy to tell when he's crying because his face is so kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me see if I can find a picture of what he looks like. Actually, they have a picture of him. Because it kind of smudges all across his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is what he looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So, he says a couple prayers to you and says goodbyes as he sends you on your way.
Fix would, in that hug say you are a great man and an even greater friend.
Baby. No, he's actually pretty decently intelligent, but he's been disfigured since birth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you go back to the Glassworks. You're able to lay the bodies out in a proper way. It's the only one you're not really able to do that to is the father of Amiko. Amiko, by the way, has not entered the Glassworks. She kind of just waits outside.
Fix would try to find a way to.
Yeah, it's doable. It's just the hardest one to do because
and she would take the time to do it. She wouldn't want to leave Amiko to do it. She'd try to use what tools are available to chisel them out and do the best she can to put the body in a.
And it is doable. It takes a little bit of time, but you're able to lay them out, and everything else is easily done. Eventually, the goblin gets full, so you're able to do with him what you will.
Yeah, I was just gonna say was that for Lucilla, it's kind of into the weird part where she doesn't believe in like killing someone who's completely tied up and harmless like this. So while they've been covering up the bodies, she's just dragged him to lean over against the wall, and she's just sitting next to him, and they're just idly chatting. She's like, see, that's the thing I don't get about you goblin tribes, is that there's one at the top, and then all the little goblins like you go out there and you get food to bring it back for the one that's sitting on the big chair. I mean, don't you think the resources would be more evenly distributed by that? Or at least, the rank and file goblins should have a vote in it.
And it'd be a lot of like, what's voting? And you're answering all these questions, and the goblin's like, you're right, we should get shares.
I'm just introducing democracy to goblins.
And Haldor comes over and says, where I'm from, the leader is just anyone who can kill a big lizard.
Well, at least there's a process.
The leader sits on a big lizard. If I kill him, I can become leader.
If you guys are wondering, the requirement to become a Linorm king is to kill a Linorm.
Yep. So I guess I just take the goblin to the jail or something, because
Yeah, you can just take him to the jail.
Killed a bunch. I can't bring myself to kill him at this point, and we've been talking for like 30 minutes.
How are you going to transfer him across town?
I mean,
Just,
Shove him in a backpack.
I guess I just grab him by his ankles and just drag him. I'm just like, watch out for just turn your head for the big rocks.
Vix, as you start making your way to his northern, she'd probably recommend you. Given the way that the town has been attacked by goblins, you may want to cover him with something, unless if you want to risk people trying to attack him in the streets, even with an escort. Just saying.
Is there like a flour sack around here?
Sure, there's plenty of storage.
Yeah, there's
sacks.
plenty of sacks, barrels, whatever you want to use.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, so I put him in a barrel. I'm just like, so you're cool with this, right? Just taking you to jail. You'll be fine in there, tied up in the barrel?
I
Say
mean,
to the goblin.
I've been thrown off of a cliff in a barrel, so I imagine.
Wow.
that'd be okay.
Your life's more exciting than I give it credit for. And I put the lid on the barrel, I flip it over its side, and I just roll it through town.
And Lucilla has found her cohort.
Fun fact: the barracks, when they do capture goblins, that they don't want to just kill outright, because they don't actually like to kill just any goblin who's just there. We'll oftentimes keep them tied up in the cells, and eventually, if there's a traveling caravan, they'll just send them off with them far enough away from anybody in any civilization that they'll just cut them free and tell them to get the fuck out of there. It really depends on the situation, but that's what they do with non-murderous goblins. Unsure what they're going to do with this one after they find out what happened in the Glassworks.
Yeah, well, that guy was a little...
And you could always... put him
I have a
with,
couple of theories.
You could always put him in the same cell as Tutso, or I can never pronounce his name right.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Just skip the first T.
Yeah.
Pseudo.
Yeah.
And let Pseudo be the occasional snack or so.
Well, that seals very evil alignment. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the paladin.
I wasn't saying that in character.
I know. This does seem to be a good point to end it, as you all get ready to take a rest for the night and prepare yourselves for the next day.
As I'm locking you up in the cell, I said, and listen, if they try to just execute you outright, tell them that you want legal representation. That'll buy you a couple hours.
No taxation without representation.
Yep, you're learning.
Okay, recording is